Want some? Get some. Can I get a hell yeah? Yes, I am a pirate. You have to go with the pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything. It's a pirate's life for me. Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're a pirate. It is a first down. Pirate. Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it. I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there. You ever been to Omaha? I can promise you that. And it's purple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
Yeah. Heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down of my soul, and I don't back down not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome in to the Sports Objective, the Pirate Football Playback, Military Bowl Championship edition of the Playback. I love to say that. Pirates get a big win, 23-17. It feels so much better to talk about a win, and we're going to do that tonight, starting with Kyle from LaGrange. Bob, how are you?
Stevie, I don't know what I don't even going to say what that sounded like, but anyway, yeah, great win yesterday in the Military Bowl against Pittsburgh. It will go down as one of the biggest regrets of my sports life is deciding not to go. I had tickets, had parking pass, made the decision that, to save the money because it was going to be a surefire loss. We were going to get embarrassed. We
got embarrassed.
And didn't believe we had a chance to win. And it was, I thought the defense would play well, but I just didn't think we'd have enough on offense. And, I said the other day, then me and Bubba talked about it on Friday night for anybody who watched whatever that was Friday night.
Yeah, whatever that was.
But, I said the only way we were going to win this game is if Pitt came out and turned the ball over a lot. Our defense played lights out. We took advantage of opportunities. And, maybe Pitt doesn't play their best game. And all these things happen. Pitt didn't play their best game. Our defense played like their lives depended on it.
5 turnovers, baby.
Forced 5 turnovers. Ditta played within himself, except for the one turnover there, the play after the inadvertent whistle where things just weren't going our way. But more impressively than that is they came back out and scored a touchdown the next possession, they being us, with the pass over the middle to
Smith.
Yeah, Anthony Smith. Thank you. And I'm breaking down the whole damn game now. We'll do that as it goes on. I'm just fired up. Just from a personal aspect, regret not going. Almost made my wife and I almost made the drive up Saturday morning and just left at 4 a.m. and decided not to. And God, I regret not going. That's all I'll keep saying. Oh, in a vacuum, alone on a shelf, in a phone booth, standing alone with all the circumstances surrounding this game, with the opt-outs, with the assistant coaches leaving, with things being what they were, playing a really good Pitt team, I think this is one of the greatest wins in ECU history.
What's up, Matt Semenza, former linebacker for the Pirates? He had a real reason. By the way, I have to commend you because
don't let him off the hook. Don't let him off the hook.
He's from New Jersey. He lives in Connecticut.
Exactly.
That's what the Yankees always talk junk about is the South.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
No, let me get this out.
Oh boy. Y'all shut your.
I get chastised in the chat group yesterday by somebody saying, "Oh, you had to work, but not really. You had the shortest drive of anybody. Yeah, you had a foot of snow, but you're always talking about us. Y'all got 2 inches of snow and you act like you got a foot. So yeah, you could have been there, Semenza.
This is comical. Let me tell you, this is comical. I'll tell you guys why. Because you guys get a 1/4 inch of snow and you cancel school.
See, I got a foot of snow, and then couldn't make it. In the show Friday night because he said he had to sweep off the porch.
Yeah, well, I listened in for 5 minutes or so, and I said, you know what? I'm going to wait till Sunday night.
Look, if it weren't for me and Stevie.
I mean, it was just Yeah, you guys did the best you could. But
I said if we have a bad show as far as technical, I thought that all the content was actually good.
Content was good, yeah.
And if that means that we have a win on Saturday, which we did, I'll take one for the team. Because my laptop would not recognize my camera, the mic. I mean, I don't know what was going on. I've been using that laptop since we literally have been on the air. It was just a matter of there's a setting that's off that I've got to find out. But that's sometimes when you're doing live broadcasting, you have nights like that.
Things go wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, well, guys, Kyle, I'm like you. I'm kicking myself in the ass today, and I was yesterday too. But like seriously, we did have a legitimate reason. I mean, we had a foot of snow here, which then went all the way from Connecticut through New York City, through New Jersey. So I'm thinking it's going to take 10 hours to get home. And I said the hell with it at the last minute, which I, probably was a smart decision. But at the same time, I'm regretting it because it's just much better to be there in person. But
yeah,
look, man, what a win. I mean, I just every now and then in sports, you see a coaching performance that you're like, it just takes you back because it's a great, great coaching performance. And, I thought that's what we saw out of Blake and this staff yesterday. And I'm going to get to the team in a minute because they put on an amazing performance too. But right now, my opening statement, I just want to focus on Blake for a second because I really think what he did yesterday and in the last few weeks to get this team prepared for a game when you had everything in the world going against you. I mean, literally everything. You lost, and obviously we all know this, but I'm going to say it again. We lost our OC, we lost our DC, we lost our quarterback, which was probably the biggest loss of all, right? And you keep going down, wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, whatever. All right. So you had so much going against you, right? And to be able to pull the team together like that, guys, and get the most out of your players is really something that and I know everybody is recognizing it, but we need to recognize it because being a great coach is really about getting the most out of your players and your personnel. And there's no question yesterday that through all those circumstances and odds, Blake had this team ready to go, and he absolutely got the most any coach possibly could out of that team yesterday.
Hey, by the way, let's bring in Johnny Stats Robertson. I just want to say Anthony. I was going to say Anthony Robertson. Anthony Smith said something that was really profound yesterday at the post-game press conference. He was talking about, let's bring Johnny in on this, and we'll get Stevie as well. He talked about how Coach Blake focused on the players that were there. I thought that was so profound. Like, let's it made me think about you, Matt, when you're like, let's just have the people that want to be Pirates. Forget all the noise on the outside. That's the way I took it, as like us against the world. We are the Pirates. Forget about all these people that don't believe in us leaving for whatever reason. Let's just focus on who we are, what we got going. And Johnny, how did that make you feel when you heard that?
Wow. When I heard what? You threw me for a loop there with that.
When I'm talking about the fact that Blake apparently told the team.
Oh yeah, that he wins with what he has. No, yeah. I'm just going to expand on what Matt already was alluding to, and that's the coaching aspect of this thing. I was texting with Richard Allsbrook after the game, and we were talking about Blake's coaching being a huge part of that win. And I said that, hey, I'm one of those guys that keep telling people it's too early to worry about someone stealing Blake from us. It's just too early in his career. He doesn't have enough, on his resume. But I'm telling you, like Matt and I talked about, he's on everybody's radar at this point. Everybody knows who Blake Harrell is. And it's well deserved that what he did. And I'm going to throw this out there too. Damon Magazoo, I'm amazing what he was able to do yesterday. I mean, we had, I would say, arguably our best defensive player and our defensive quarterback, Jamarly Riddle. He went out after he got 2 plays at free safety. And then, I don't know if it was a foot or a knee. There's something wrong with his lower body. He went immediately into the tent. I never saw him again. I didn't see him on the sidelines. I don't know what his status is, but I know that he wasn't able to play anymore. And so then, that's putting instantly players in the game that aren't, like Aiden Duncanson had to go in at that point. And then in the fourth quarter, Tegan Wilk got hurt when do you all remember when the Pitt was driving, they threw it to their tight end, and that dude had 60 pounds on Tegan Wilk, probably more. And Tegan stopped him cold, and they both went down. But Tegan probably got a concussion, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think he was concussed.
Because that was the last game of his Pirate career, and it was very fitting that he ended his Pirate career with that play, because that was a hit that would make anybody's highlight reel. But unfortunately, the last 8 minutes of the game, we don't have Marley and we don't have Tegan Wilk. So it was basically, who do we have back there? We had McKinley played very, very well. I mean, I will say that McKinley was forced to play more snaps than he probably was expecting to. Duncanson, he played most of the entire game. He did get beat on that touchdown pass at the end of the first half, but that was really not on him. I'm giving him a break on that, because that was a perfectly placed ball. So that was a little difficult to defend. But other than that play, I mean, I felt like everybody, all the safeties stepped up. Benton played some safety. Everybody stepped up. I mean, the cornerbacks were playing out of their minds. So, all in all, the defensive backs, that was just an outstanding performance by them yesterday.
It was, and it all started up front with the D-line getting pressure constantly all day, which made life a lot easier for our secondary players. And I don't think have we officially welcomed in Stevie?
No, I wanted to. That's my next person.
No, Kyle, damn it.
Commissioner Fly.
What's up? I will say this, guys. And I know I'll get some pushback on this one. I'm like Kyle. I would rank that win, considering the circumstances that they were going through, and up there with Peach Bowl win, up there with any Pirate win over the last, I've been a Pirate fan since '83. And I would rank that up there. Incredible job all the way around, coaching. You talk about that defense, and I know we say it every week when we talk up here. Going back to our preview before the season started, and we were all like, we're going to have to score 38 points a game, because this defense is not going to – and that score, no matter what anybody says, and me and Kyle talked about this yesterday before the guy called into another show, said the same thing I did. Realistically, the score of that game should have been 30-10.
Oh, yeah.
You take away that phantom whistle, and you take away 2 plays later that scoop and score, we dominate Pitt.
Yeah.
And we dominate what could have been the ACC champion. I mean, come on, all I want to know is, where is JJ tonight? Where is JJ tonight?
JJ who? Tonight? JJ who? Who are you talking about?
Me and Semenza are going to Pitt, and we're going to look for JJ tonight.
We had some, by the way, Matt.
That's right. Matt's probably got a foot of snow. He can't get out of the house, so we'll probably won't be able to go look for JJ tonight.
No, it's not that. He has all the Christmas trees to take out. It was the Christmas trees, and I was trying to give the guy a break. He's got like 25 Christmas trees. That's how big of a house he and Chrissy has. And so Chrissy was like, you go to that game.
Only 23. Oh,
23. Okay. I'm sorry.
He does that in honor of Keith LeClaire.
That's true.
That's true.
You're 23. I thought you were going to say Michael Jordan, but
it was an ECU thing. It was an ECU thing.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, got it. By the way, I did have one thing to mention. Get your feedback. Aaron says Tesh deserves DC for yesterday's performance, hands down. I'm hoping.
I would say Tesh deserves. If he feels like he can do the job, and Blake Harrell feels like he can do the job, more than just yesterday, he's been a hell of a talent developer on the D line since he's been here, and it's more than just yesterday. If that's the decision Blake makes, I trust Blake's decision making at this point, and if he feels Roy can be DC, he certainly earned it if he wants it, and if Blake wants to give it to him. Another thing I would point out about assistant coaches yesterday, Coach Maddox, our line coach, and then our running backs coach Rodney Freeman. Handled offensive game planning for yesterday, and they had a good little game plan to go along with what our defense did. I would hope, Jordan Davis comes in as OC. His offense put up 49 against a good San Diego State defense yesterday at North Texas, and he's going to have, from what I understand, autonomy to hire who he wants to. He's going to be able to put together his staff on offense. Coach Maddox had some opportunities, and he wants to be here, from what I understand. I also understand, he wants a pay raise and maybe a title, maybe run game coordinator or something. It's going to ultimately be up to Jordan Davis, as I understand it, who he keeps on the offensive staff. But I hear he's going to be nudged probably to keep Coach Maddox and Coach Freeman. So we'll see what happens there. But I think both those guys, and the offenses are similar enough. What we're going to be running versus what we are running is tempo stuff. I don't think we can do any better, particularly on the O-line job, particularly for that O-line position than Maddox. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point, Kyle. I absolutely want to keep Maddox too. And, I'm going to go back to Johnny's point earlier about, coaches, a lot of speculation, and I'm going to tie this into your point, Kyle, too. So, like, a lot of speculation over the last few weeks about will certain coaches be moving on to different jobs. And, I think that probably was the case. But, I think those coaches, man, and going back to Johnny's point, listen, Blake is officially on the national radar after yesterday. There's no question about it. He wasn't before. He is now. His coaching performance was being talked about all over X from different parts of the country. So Blake is on the radar. If I'm a young up and coming coach, guys, if I'm Matt Maddox, if I'm throw any one of the coaches names at me, this is a guy that I want to hitch my wagon to. Like, let's just say you had an opportunity to leave. You got to really look at your future. You got to look at the big picture. And if Blake has one more great year like this, one or two more great years, and trust me, I don't want Blake to leave, but if he has one or two more years like this, he's going to be able to pick his spot across the country, literally. So if I'm a young coach on this staff, I'm hitching my wagons to Blake. I'm not going to leave for a mid-tier ACC job or, a lower tier Big 12 job. Like, you're in a good spot. You have a program that's moving in the right direction. All right. If you have another good portal season here coming up, which really is going to make or break next year, I think we all know that, what happens in the next, 20 days or so. But if you have a good portal session, you bring in the right personnel, the right quarterback, et cetera. Look, if I'm a young coach, I'm not going anywhere, man. This is a great spot to be, and I'm hitching my wagon to Blake, and that's just the way I see it. And Johnny, I know that's kind of like what you were thinking too, right? I didn't want to.
Absolutely, no doubt, Matt.
The thing about that is, with the offensive side of the ball, according to who I was talking to earlier today, Jordan Davis has been told he can put together the staff he wants on that side of the ball, just like JDB was told. So, again, I've heard he's going to be nudged to keep Maddox and to keep Rodney Freeman. Mm-hmm. So hopefully he'll do that. Now, the other guy you're referring to is our wide receivers coach. I can't think of his name right now, but has an opportunity to go to Wake Forest.
Dyrell
Robertson. Thank you. Here's the thing. Our new OC is a wide receiver whisperer. That's his specialty. So, will he continue to coach wide receivers? Will we hire a quarterbacks coach from the outside? That'll be interesting to see. We'll find all that out in the near future. But you're right, Matt, JR, Stevie, I think you alluded to it some too. The Blake Harrell yesterday, with the job he did, with the circumstances surrounding that game, no offensive coordinator, no defensive coordinator, missing your quarterback, missing your starting running back, missing your best tight end, missing one of your best wide receivers, to win that game against a quality Pitt opponent, and how hard that defense played. And we had a good game plan. We had a good game plan without JDB, without Josh Alders. Yeah. So Blake Harrell, I think did put himself, like you said, on the national stage. But then I think some other people did too. I think there was, we might have to make Roy Tesh defensive coordinator if we want to keep him.
Well, here's the deal. The players have actually gone to Blake and told him, I know this for a fact, Roy's going to be the next one. Unless Roy doesn't want the job, he will be and it makes sense. He's been here since 2019. He's a North Carolina guy, meaning the state of North Carolina guy. More like he told us, Johnny, is it the Burlington area, or it's definitely west of us in Eastern North Carolina. And then you have Blake Harrell, that's a North Carolina guy. But those guys are tremendous recruiters. They've got a great development. And I just have a feeling, guys, I'm going to say it right now, we're going to win the conference next year. You can write it down here. You tell everybody the day after the bowl, Dave Richmond said it. Look at right now, there's 5 new coaches in the American. You look at our schedule. Our schedule is, except for Alabama, there's going to be 11 games we're going to be favored in, guys, next year. 11 out of the 12. I know you think I'm crazy now. You're saying with the portal, I hear it, but I'm telling you,
we got to hit the portal.
It's way too early for that.
Yeah,
it's okay, Dave. I'll go. I just wrote it down. So.
Yeah, it's way too early to say we're going to be underdogs to Alabama. We may be favored in all 12. I agree with you, Stevie.
Hey,
it all depends on that quarterback, fellas.
It's way too early for this too. But we were talking about Jordan Davis a while ago. I don't know if you guys saw it.
49 points
last night. 3 wide receivers and a running back from North Texas entered the portal.
Hawkins.
Well,
yeah.
Are they headed to Oklahoma or Greenville?
That's a good question.
Come our way.
Yeah, especially Hopkins. That guy, there's not a lot of running backs like him. I'm telling you.
Hey, look, guys, I'm going to be like Matt, whatever it takes, let's throw the money out there for these guys, because wouldn't you like, I'm driving home today, wouldn't you guys like to have it's been forever since we won a conference championship. We've never won one in the American for football. Wouldn't it be nice to, like, right now, go ahead and get your checkbooks, your debit cards, your credit cards out. Let's give to the Athletics Excellence Fund, which is for Rev Share, and let's go about it. I had somebody that we all know, they didn't know anything about, they thought it was still Team Boneyard. That is an indictment of the administration. I'm not negative towards the administration. The point is, let's go balls to the wall, like your job is depending on it, kind of like thing. This is the way that you have to.
Are you alluding to something there, Dave?
No. I'm saying
his contract is coming up.
The intensity, I didn't mean it that way. The intensity, my God, can we have some urgency? And when people say we don't have the money,
I agree with you, Dave, but I would calm down just for a second. We just won the bowl game. Give them a little time to, last year we did the bowl celebration at Minji's. I would plan a private donor event to celebrate the bowl celebration to get more money as much as we can for fundraising. Although I think, those
all donors need to be invited. All donors invited.
That hay may already be in the barn for this round of
this is a year-round
rev sharing. Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about for this portal class.
Right.
But yes, let's do a couple bowl celebrations and get the administration to try to get the fans to give. But that running back from North Texas, probably gonna make some Power 4 money. Be nice.
Caleb Hawkins.
Yeah, Caleb Hawkins. Be nice. Of course, according to Steve Logan, they don't run the ball in this offense that North Texas runs. Good Lord. But anyway, it's probably half the best running back in the league. But so we if we can get him, yeah. But I imagine he's gonna make some Power 4 money. Some of those receivers from North Texas we definitely need to go after. The portal, we got to get receivers. We probably do need to take another running back. It'll be interesting to see if we lose anybody else on the O line. Then quarterback situation. Dida did enough yesterday that he'll have an opportunity to compete for the starting job, but you can't hand it to him. So we're still going to go get a quarterback. We may get a couple quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Who are we going to go after? The name that come to light is the Division II quarterback. Well, one reason that name's come to light so early is because unlike FBS and FCS quarterbacks, he can officially talk to schools. So I know that name came out the other day. One guy that I really want to keep an eye on for the quarterback position, the Arkansas State starting quarterback who put up big-time numbers, both running and throwing this year. He entered the portal. He's from Kenansville. And so that is a kid that I definitely want to keep an eye on at the quarterback position. Does anybody have his name offhand? Matt, we were talking to him the other night.
Can't think of it off the top of my head, Kyle. But yeah,
Arkansas State.
He's absolutely
Taking
good.
out
Kids from
Steve.
Kenansville, yes.
Hey, Kyle, I'm not sure about Ditta. I mean, I think he outperformed everybody's expectations. But I mean, our offense didn't exactly kill it yesterday. This is an unpopular take. I know it is, but I think Ditta deserves so much credit for what he did, but I'm not sure he proved that he could lead an offense for an entire year.
Now hold on 1 second on that. This is where I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about unsure about Ditta. Do you guys realize this is a freshman quarterback? First start is in a bowl game with all these odds
Without his
against him.
OC.
He had no offensive coordinator. That he was not the offensive coordinator he's been with all year long. And this kid steps in, and I didn't expect him to come out and throw 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. That kid managed that game.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't hurt. That's the way you look at any.
Yeah. I just point to me, Stevie. Just point to me what throw he made that was just like, astounding or whatever. He missed Riles in the end zone for a touchdown, but I don't blame him whatsoever. He just threw it a little high, and Riles can really jump.
You know why he threw that so high? He threw that so high so the guy wouldn't pick it off, because that was. I mean,
that's right. No, I love the kid. If I mean, he's only 18, so I can't buy him a beer. But if I would buy him a lunch or whatever. And he's got my respect for the rest of his career.
Here's the thing to both of y'all's arguments. All right, folks. So did he do a good enough job yesterday to be handed the keys to the car? No. Anybody who says he did is crazy.
Oh no.
Does he deserve to be criticized for anything? No. Critique, no. Yes. Here's the way I look at his performance. For a freshman quarterback that was not asked to do a lot, he did fantastic. He and I would like to see what he could have done with the offensive coordinator sitting there running the system and all that, and maybe against a lesser opponent. I think. Yeah. That was also a really good Pitt defense he was playing against. Exactly. But here's the thing. Do you think we could have won that game without 5 turnovers? No, absolutely not. No. So he was fantastic. He deserves praise. I would love to see what he can do in this new offense competing for the starting job. If we can get a proven starting quarterback like the kid from Arkansas State, for example, he'll most likely win the job over Ditta, most likely, 99% sure. But you don't feel insecure now next year if we get a proven starter and he goes down and you have to put Ditta in. You've seen that with pieces around him, he can manage a game with a good defense to rely on. You don't feel scared playing Ditta as long as we go get somebody with some experience. I would bring 2 quarterbacks in because Jeter's out of here.
Yeah. Well,
look, when you bring a quarterback in like that, there's NFL, whether it's college, whether it's high school, a guy that hadn't had many reps or just getting his first start, whatever. You don't want, you don't go to a guy and say, hey, air it out, 400 yards. You tell him, manage the game. Don't lose the game for us. Manage the game. Make the plays that you can make. I mean, and get this guy some confidence early on, and I think that's what he did. And guys, look, I know we haven't got to that point of the game yet, but how about the fact that this team, led by a freshman quarterback, when we got the terrible call, the inadvertent whistle, and 2 plays later they got the scoop and score, they flushed it. And a lot of teams wouldn't have done that, guys. A lot of teams would have dwelled on that, and it would affect them. They flushed it, and come right back, 35 seconds later, and
Yep.
Anthony Smith scores that touchdown to take the lead for good. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Yeah. And I mean, I put that on coaching too. Coaches had that. They had that mindset. They had that instilled in them that, look, forget it. It's done with and over with. And it's hard to get. I mean, as a coach for 18 years, how many times I tried to get that across, get that deer in the headlight look out of your eyes and go out there and play football.
On that, yeah, no, I agree with you. And the fact that Dida did come back out, Dida came back out and hit Anthony Johnson on that deep crosser, and he took it in the house for a touchdown. Good teams respond, and and by the way, 0 picks. That's if he hadn't had that one fumble, he would have had no turnovers for the game.
Yeah, he did have one pass probably should have been picked, but he got away with that one. Hey, Richard Osbrook, nobody's talking about this guy either. That's in the shadows there at quarterback. Richard Osbrook, I enjoyed your call last night on that other show. I'm not going to say the name of that show, but I enjoyed your call last night on the other show, sir. But yeah, Cole Hodge is out there too. Nobody's talking about him.
Yeah, Cole Hodge got to bring in somebody with some experience
from Kentucky.
Cole Hodge was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Kentucky. A really dynamic high school player. His brother is actually also a wide receiver here at ECU. Excellent player too. Cole Hodge, I don't know if a lot of people know this. He had a pretty bad injury to his hip.
Yeah,
his freshman year. Like I think it actually happened before he even got to campus. So that
I think he was playing basketball, Matt.
That's correct.
Yeah. So that's really that's limited his growth and development as a player at this point. So sounds like now maybe he's finally getting healthy, but yeah, he's going to be on the roster too. And look, I mean, I agree with all your guys' points here. I mean, I think in some respects, what we saw out of Dida yesterday as a freshman was really impressive. Like, I agree with Stevie that, and I played in a bowl game as a true freshman. I was barely almost closer to 17 at that point, but like things are moving fast, man. I mean, it's hard as a true freshman. You're still learning the schemes. You're trying to make all the adjustments. I can't even imagine how difficult it is as a quarterback in that situation. And then you're playing against a defense like Pitt and, Narduzzi and his DC, I can't think of his name right now, but, they're
retiring.
That was his last game.
Yeah, they blitz all season. If you look at them, they blitz 41% of the time.
Wow.
So they're going to come after you. And I think you saw Dida, his inexperience, and this is not a knock at all because, he, like I say, he's a true freshman. But you saw it when they would, they would put 8 in the box and they were clearly coming. And a lot of times he didn't really know where to check, get rid of the ball, check hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Sort of dump it off, flare it out to your running back. I also think the protection at times from our running backs wasn't so great in pass pro, which made it tough on him. But, those are things to be expected. Now, like on the positive side, hey, those 2 big throws, man, I mean, to Anthony Smith, those are 2 throws that keep you and give you a chance to win that game. So I got to give him credit there. But, yeah, if it's me, this doesn't change anything for me in terms of my game plan in the portal. I'm going out. I'm bringing in the best quarterback I can find. I'm going to spend money on him, and I might even bring in 2. And then guess what? We're going to put him out there for spring ball, and we're going to compete, and we're going to see who wins the job. And it's really that simple for me. Like so Dida, he didn't hurt his chances. I think what he did yesterday was he put himself in the mix.
I agree.
He put himself in the picture.
Yeah, and that's all you can do, right? I mean,
well, I'll tell you what also it does, Matt, in my opinion, and I would think Jordan Davis can evaluate this more. If there's a senior quarterback floating around out there that's got 1 year of eligibility left, that's our best choice, you can do that. You can bring him in. If Jordan Davis feels like, hey, this did a kid, not just based on the performance yesterday, but getting in the room, talking to him, seeing him in workouts, if he's like, hey, Dida's our future. If they think that, you can bring in a senior this year with 1 year of eligibility left. I don't know what's out there in the portal if there's a senior we want. I'm just giving that as an example, which is something you might not have done prior to yesterday's performance. You see what I'm saying?
Well, how about this point, Kyle? How about this one? And I want to make sure you guys tell me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I saw this. North Texas has like a 6th or 7th year guy somehow that had medical red shirts and all kinds of situations, who I believe just went into the portal.
Is he any good? I mean, is he a guy that's going to be coming in? I wouldn't think he'd be coming in promised to start his job.
If he's got medical red shirts like that, does he have bones that are brittle? I mean, or something like that. Some God knows if he's got all these medical red shirts.
Does he have any starting experience, Matt?
I don't know much about him, but my point is a little different. Like, he wouldn't be the guy I'm saying.
Yeah,
you might want to bring him in as an older guy, a mature, experienced guy to help out with the quarterbacks, like, because he knows the system is what I'm saying. So
yeah, that's a good idea.
You know what I'm saying? Just like a mentor.
The kid from Arkansas State you're talking about, he would be a senior next year. His name is Jalen Rayner.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I didn't realize he was a senior.
Yeah, well, he's a junior. Yeah, he'll be a senior next year. The fact that you said that.
Igo actually said to me, and I don't know if you don't mind, this is a private conversation we had, but he really likes that kid from Arkansas State. He said he actually reminds him of a more mature version of Ditta, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, one thing I was going to add to that is that if, let's say that we've had 2 years sample size of Hauser, right? And let's say that he played in the bowl game and he didn't have his best game and we barely won the game, then I think you have every right to criticize Hauser because he was our guy, right? But considering the fact that as we talked about, the guy's never played, and Matt, you already answered one of the questions I was going to ask about is, I know you didn't play quarterback, but you played as a freshman. Like, how fast is a game versus, you're used to being the big guy on campus in high school, and then you come.
Dave froze.
Oh, I think Dave froze up. I'm going to anticipate Dave's question here and try to answer it. I think, but Dave, you froze up there for a minute. But I know what you're saying, and things are moving fast when you're a freshman. Look, man, like, you're still trying to learn, like, the offense. You're still trying to learn the checks, and then every week you're seeing a different style of defense, and they're going to throw different looks at you. You have to be able to adjust to what they're doing too. So it's a process, and I guarantee you it was hard, and it's humbling too for a true freshman in college football, because, like you said, when you're in high school, you're the man. I mean,
how about this? Kevin says the telecast kept bringing up Ditta is like Baker Mayfield from the same high school.
I heard some people talking about that too.
I didn't know that. Wow. Okay.
I didn't either.
I hope he's like Baker Mayfield. If that's the case, that
they went to the same high school, and so the comparison to Baker Mayfield was kind of an attitude, kind of he's a very confident kid. He believes it, and you could tell that. He wasn't scared to throw that ball to the end zone early in the game. He overthrew it. You could tell he wasn't scared to go deep. He did what was asked of him, but he wasn't scared to take some shots. And so no, the question. Look, here's y'all can talk about Ditta all night if you want, but I think we can close the book on Ditta with this. Do we think he's the answer for next year, and we're confident with just going to take a couple of backups? No. We all think we still, and the coaching staff does too, believe me, they're going to go get a quarterback out the portal with some experience that will most likely be the starter. But do we believe Ditta can compete for the job? Do we believe we can win with Ditta? Do we believe Ditta could be the quarterback of the future? Yes. Maybe you go get the kid from Arkansas State with 1 year of eligibility left, and then 27 is Ditta's job.
Right. He has 4. We had one of the, I don't have it now because by the way, we have a huge crowd tonight. It's a good problem to have, but we have so many comments. We can't put everybody's comments. So I apologize if we can't get to every question or comment, but people are talking about that very thing.
Yeah, and I know we talked about the kid from Arkansas State, but I really like the guy from Mercer, fellas. I think
I was told, Matt, by, again, I'll just say someone that familiar with the situation. And this is not fact. This is just what I was told, that Jordan Davis is not a fan of the Mercer quarterback. Again, I was told that. Don't quote me on that. Jordan Davis, if you're listening and you love the Mercer quarterback, I apologize, but I was just told that by somebody that's not somebody that we'll probably be looking at.
Let me throw this at you, Kyle. It's funny that you got that, because I got a different text today that the kid from Mercer is very interested in East Carolina.
That's what's so weird. That's
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Well, if he's interested in us, we're not interested in him. That's a damn shame.
And it's
but
because
I do have to. If the kid is that good, well, maybe East Carolina's going to offer him more money than Toledo would. But I would assume Toledo would want him. That's where his head coach and I believe his OC are both there. So I don't know, but
yeah. Well, it's
I
funny.
was told that. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I do trust the person that told me that though.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm not like, I'm not like an insider. Or I'm not one to like try to drop news on the show or anything. But like, it's funny you mention that because I did get a text today, and I heard that it was, there's definitely some interest heating up, and it's really for the most important reason why is because of the fact that he knows he can start right away. If he's to go to, I don't know, Notre Dame or Michigan or whatever. He knows there's a very good chance he's not going to be the starter. So I think that's really appealing to him. That's at least what I got, but who knows? We'll see. Hey, we're going to see in the next 20 days. It's all going to shake out.
Yeah.
Pay says the Mercer Center dad, who is also in the portal, went to ECU.
All right.
Well, there's
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like I say, who all's looking at them? Again, Toledo. We should be at outbid Toledo, but that's where the coaches are now. I don't know. I don't know if it's true that our OC isn't in love with the Mercer. And look, hey, I'm not trying. Look, I don't want to get anybody to get the person that told me that. I don't want them to be mad at me because I didn't say who told me that. I don't want Jordan Davis getting mad at me if he does like the Mercer quarterback and he doesn't want that out there. And I certainly don't want the Mercer quarterback getting mad at me if he wants to be here. So
there you go again, Kyle.
I'm just trying to hurt the university.
Damn kids on the sports objective again that ruins things for the transfer portal, right, Matt?
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you what I was texting, and then Matt heard, well, not so much the opposite, but something that alluded that he wants to come here anyway.
Hey,
so we'll see what happens.
It could be
he put up big time numbers. That's for
both
sure.
Could be true. Both could be true, and we'll see what happens. But Matt,
both could definitely be true.
Yeah, Matt, I wanted to ask you as far as we have people asking about the portal. The portal opens next week, right? So next Friday, I think off the top of my head, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So the good news is we only have to worry about what is a 2-week period. We don't have the spring transfer portal. We don't have that for people that are playing along at home, as you probably already know. That's going to be interesting. One of the questions.
Yeah, you fucking talk. You're going to know in the next, 2
weeks, 3 weeks.
After this week, 2 weeks starting Friday, in that 2-week period, you're going to know what we're going to have at the portal, offense and defense. There's a lot of rumors. You speculate. You don't want to blow anything. But some guys may be coming back. What's his name from SMU? Help me out, guys.
Barker.
There's a lot of rumors.
Zakiah Barker.
There's a lot of rumors that he's coming back. We'll see how this all plays out.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The one thing that I wanted to ask you, Matt, is we've had people talking about the transfer portal. I wanted to wait until we started talking about the transfer portal, but earlier on, that very thing. How many of the guys are – this is the questions I'm getting. So I'm trying to compile a whole bunch of stuff that we can narrow down.
Hey, Matt, before you answer that, I think you would know this better than I would. So I'm very curious about this. Didn't McCrimmon say he was going into the portal? And if he did, the fact that he played every snap, I'd take my hat off to him. I'm not one of those guys that are going to be like, oh, I don't want him to do well because he's leaving. I mean, the fact that if he is leaving, if he played in the ball game and, did his best,
if he did that, he did it the right way.
I salute him.
He didn't declare. So he never declared.
A lot of speculation.
A lot of speculation. So I said a month ago, I think I said early December that
you did.
Yeah. So I don't want anybody to think I'm stealing information here from any other sites or anything, but
no.
So I said a month ago that the two guys on the O-line I'd be really concerned about are McCrimmon and Poku. And I still feel that way. Now, there's rumors swirling about them. I know there's speculation. And but they have not officially declared for the portal yet. So, I think it's the fact that they haven't declared and they played. All right. Maybe they do declare just to leverage themselves for a better contract. But I'm not convinced yet that those guys are leaving or definitely want to leave. But I think there's a very good chance that they'll be gone in the next 3 weeks too. I think it's 50-50.
I think if you don't, I think we will know this week. The bowl game's over, so if they're going to declare, I would think they'll declare this week, because I would think you're going to take care of anything in-house that you haven't taken care of this week before the portal opens officially.
And by the way, I got a text earlier, but as you guys know, here's another thing that's smart about, if that's the true with McCrimmon, is this week is the last paycheck that they'll get as far as their NIL or rev share deal. So you take the game run.
Yeah, they had to play to get that.
Yep. I think it was reported. I want to say I saw it somewhere, maybe Pirate Watch. I saw it somewhere like that McCrimmon was entering the portal, and then nobody else reported it. It was just all speculation.
Yeah.
Oh, good one there, Kenny Curlins.
Good point.
Yeah, he did it right. That was
didn't even come back. Just didn't come back.
Yeah, that was weird.
Montgomery. That's what
where does he think he's going to go make millions of dollars and be the star? Look, London Montgomery's a good little running back. Will he get picked up by somebody? Yeah. At a Power 4 school, probably as a depth piece. He's not going to make. I doubt he'll make any more money as a depth piece as he would the starting quarterback. I doubt he'll make any more money as a depth piece at, say Pitt, than he would as the starting running back at East Carolina. And I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know. It's just that whole situation. Not coming back after Christmas break to practice.
Tomorrow.
Just how odd. He's like
somebody was in his head, clearly.
Yeah, but
family,
I just don't.
Family.
Yeah, and I think, and look, I'll go and put this out there since we'll circle back around to the family thing. There's something I want to mention, but I agree with you, Dave. It probably was Daddy or Mama or Uncle Buck or somebody that was telling him, "You're going, you go, enter the portal. You're gonna get paid." Well, he might get paid a little, but probably not too much more than what he would have got here. And I don't see him going to. I just don't see it. I don't know.
If he were as good as he thinks he is, let's just face it. And I'm not crapping on him.
He's average.
He's average.
He was at Penn State. He was at Penn State. He's a local kid from Pennsylvania, right close to there. If he was that good of a player, he was.
Where is he from?
He's from Pennsylvania.
He didn't want to play Pitt? What the hell?
He's a 4-star recruit from Pennsylvania.
How did he not want to play Pitt? Did he think he was going to lose, so he didn't want to go play? I don't understand.
That's probably what it was, Kyle.
Listen, the film doesn't lie, and I have very strong thoughts on the London Montgomery situation. I mean, first of all, I agree. He's an average to slightly above average running back. And before we get to the Hauser thing, I just want to talk about Montgomery for a second. When you watch him, there were so many times this year where I watched Montgomery and he missed. If he had just made one cut to the outside or, he doesn't have the greatest vision. He goes down pretty easily on contact.
Yeah, you said that earlier.
Yeah, like he goes down pretty easy on contact. He has very few moves in the arsenal. He's a straight ahead runner with speed. So now where he's good is if he gets in the open field, he can go. But he doesn't get into the open field much because he doesn't have the greatest vision and he has no ability to juke, make anybody miss. So the film doesn't lie. So I do think he got bad advice. He's not going to go out and make a ton of money in the portal. No. And I'm guessing some shady agent got into his ear.
I bet it was family.
Family.
Probably family. Yeah.
I will say this, Matt. When you said he doesn't have great vision and he goes down easy, I thought you were talking about me.
No. Kyle, I liken you to like John Riggins back in the day.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Who
Good
has
Lord.
Crank up the diesel.
Yeah, Diesel.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right. All right.
More,
Good.
Kyle, you're more of
Huge
a
compliment. That's
you're
huge-
more of a power fullback than a tailback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just talking more about the wording of what you. Never mind.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Dave, can I address what I think it was who put that up about Caton Hauser's dad?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's
we can both.
okay.
address
That is okay. I saw that. I'm going to call my crap detector went off immediately. That's a bogus account.
No,
That's
it's not.
No, it's not.
No,
It's got to be. The guy just started the account in
You know what you're
November.
talking about. Stop talking.
Okay, what do we got? Tell me more about it.
Holton confirmed yesterday on Pirate Radio
Yes, he did.
that he thought it was a bogus account too.
He
So
called.
he
His
remembered
dad.
he had Hauser's dad's number, so he called Hauser's dad. It was indeed his account, and
Yep.
Dang it!
and
I was-
There were some things that Hauser's dad said that Holton said on his podcast that Holton didn't say because
no,
Holton
he
asked him.
changed his wording.
Yeah, he said, "Did you watch the podcast?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Well, if you
I
have
never
watched,
said he was making 1.4 million. I said he had the chance to make 4.1 million a year.
exactly." He
And
said, "I never
basically,
said that."
this is what I got out of what Holton said. And I like what Holton said. Holton handled it like a man. He said, I handled it one-on-one. I didn't handle it on Twitter. I talked to him on the phone. And he didn't bring it up on the show on his own. People were asking him about it on the fifth quarter yesterday. And so, but this is what I got from it. I'm reading between the lines. And, if this gets back to Holton, if Holton knows any more about it, Holton, shoot me a text. I may text Holton and ask him myself if he wants to talk to me about it. But if I'm reading between the lines,
I hear you. I know.
Hauser said to Blake Harrell, and anybody can say anything, but Blake said, Hauser said, I wish the transfer portal wasn't even a thing, and I wouldn't have to do this. And he said specifically talking specifically about Hauser, Blake said, I feel sorry for these kids. I think his dad made him transfer. Based on everything I'm hearing, and I don't know this for a fact. I'm just reading between the lines. I think Hauser was perfectly happy because it basically for what everybody's saying, he is telling everybody he was staying. He was accepting the offer between 1.2 and 1.4 million to stay here, and I think his dad got in his ear and said, "Boy, you need to go play at that Power 4 so you can go to the NFL." And because he's not going to make that much more money. If he was going to make 1.4 here, he'll probably go make 2.5 million somewhere at most. And that's still a lot of damn money. But I do believe from everything I'm just reading between the lines on Blake's comments and on Holton's comments, I think Hauser's dad was fully behind him entering the portal. And by the way, if Hauser's dad wants to tweet out shit at me or talk to me on the phone, I'm welcome.
Hey, Kyle, just so I feel better, Kyle. So Holton also thought it was a bogus account.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel better then.
Yeah, I did too. I did too, JR. I thought it was bogus. I thought it was bogus.
Well,
so he called him, and it was not bogus.
Another thing that bothered me about that whole thing, Kyle, you heard it too yesterday, was when Holton said Caton's dad said he didn't feel like Caton got the proper send off by the Pirate fans. I was like, what do you expect?
What do we? I didn't even catch that part. Well,
you didn't hear that?
No, I didn't catch that part.
If
you remember, I was listening to that phone call on the phone with you.
Holton had said his dad said he didn't feel like
Hauser's dad.
Caton got that Hauser got the proper send off by the Pirate fans.
Well, how about we do this? How about we give his dad the proper? How about we give his dad the proper send off and kick him in the ass?
Here's the deal. You said you wanted to be Caton Hauser. I will tell you why I'm upset with Caton Hauser. You said on your send off, whatever on X and social media, you were going to be forever a Pirate. You're not a Pirate. You got rid of that name as a Pirate. You sold out. You sold out like a little punk. That's what you are.
Well, I won't go so far as to say that.
I'm sorry.
But
no. Hold on. Let me tell you something. everybody on this podcast and watching this podcast are upset because we give a lot of damn money to kids that are 18 to 22 years old. And you mean to tell me that $1.4 million is not good enough for you so you could go to a Big Ten school? That's where he's going. He's going to a Big Ten school.
Maybe.
Yeah, yes, he is. He's going to a Big Ten school. And so you're going
Do you know where he's going for sure?
Yes. So you're going to
well, just say it on the air then. Where's he going?
Chicago is the big city of that state. So
he's going to Illinois.
Why would you just? Yeah, I've heard that too. I don't.
Why are you trying to protect? Why wouldn't you just say it? Why try to protect the deal for Hauser? Who gives a shit? All right, so he's going to Illinois. Okay, he's gonna go live in. Look, I've been to Champaign-Urbana. It's a dump. So go. Oh God, I was about to say something else, but I'm not going to. It's really not that bad of a city, but it's Illinois, man. You're not going to Penn State. You're not going to Ohio State. You're not even going to Indiana, which you're going to friggin' Illinois. You're going.
I don't know if that's 100% true, Kyle. Let me just.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if he does go to Illinois, you're going to go 7-5 or 8-4 next year, and you're going to go play in a bowl the equivalent of the military bowl. Only it won't mean as much to their fans. So, I mean, look, am I thankful for what Hauser did while he was here? Yes, absolutely. If the 1.4 million, 1.2 to 1.4 is what he was offered, and he alluded, that's what pisses me off. It basically sounded like he was saying he was going to stay. He hadn't made it official yet, but that's what it was sounding like. And then last minute he goes, no, never mind, I'm leaving. But for anybody, particularly his dad or anybody else, to think that the Pirate Nation owes him something, we don't owe him a damn thing. What do we owe him? I thank you for what you did when you were here, but I don't give a damn what you do when you left here because you chose to leave us.
And I'll say something on that too. To the dad. Look, been a lot of great football players come through ECU long before Caton Hauser ever did. Shane Carden comes to mind, who probably got paid about, next to nothing his entire time here because that was before the whole NIL. I mean, I could go down the list of great quarterbacks who came through here. So like we don't owe we don't owe Caton anything. Now, do I think Caton's a good quarterback? I do. I think he's a really good quarterback. Do I want him on the team, or did I want him on a team? Absolutely. Do I think he's going to be good next year for another team? Absolutely. But look, I'm not going to sit here and like kiss his ass or like cry because he's gone. He's gone. And so now we're on to the next thing, which is trying to identify the next quarterback. And I have a bigger problem with London Montgomery right before the game, a few days before, essentially just quitting on his team. So that's that's not cool, but look, it is what it is, man.
Matt, Stevie, you said earlier that I missed the point where his dad, where Holton said his dad said he didn't get the proper send off. But it was just not ringing a bell. I was drinking a little at that point, but he actually said, I do remember this because Holton's response. Well, Holton or either Clip or somebody said, well, if he would have played in the bowl game, he would have got the
he would have,
yeah,
exactly.
So
if he did it right and played in the bowl game and then left, that would have been. I mean, nobody would have had a problem with that. But
I think in hindsight, though, the fact that he didn't play in the bowl game, I think what Blake did yesterday really cemented a culture thing. By none of the guys that were opting out playing in that bowl, none of the coaches that were leaving coaching that bowl. Yeah. And we got it done by people who wanted to be Pirates. I think that is huge for the culture of this program. I mean, it won against Georgia Southern. And it won against Georgia Southern, and it won against Central Michigan. No disrespect to either one of those programs. It was against the Pitt Panthers out of the ACC, and I think that was a huge culture move doing that yesterday without Caton Hauser, without JDB. He did it with the guys who wanted to be Pirates, and particularly them boys on that defense. They would have ran through a wall yesterday for Blake Harrell and Roy Tesh and the rest of that staff.
I totally agree. I mean, it just floors me, and I know Matt, I'd never played college ball, but how somebody, and I know the money's out there and all that. I can't blame these guys in a way. I don't blame them for taking money. But when you play the whole regular season with your brothers, you go to war with them every week to accomplish a goal. And then when you get to your goal, the most important game of the year, and you opt out and you turn your back on your brothers, come on, dude. I mean, you ain't got – look, I had 13 guys on my team, and I didn't like all 13 of those guys. But when Friday night for 48 minutes, we were brothers, dude. And, I mean, I would have done anything for those guys when I was out there on the field. But you turn your back on it. I can't understand this mindset anymore.
Yeah, it's all about the money. But here's the thing, and I go back to with Hauser. He was going to get 1.4. That was the word. And nobody has said any different. You know, the other thing I've heard is 1.2. Okay, he's going to get paid. So let's say it is Illinois, and let's say he gets, $2 million. He's going to get 1.4 here, and you were happy where you were, and you were beloved, and you had a chance to come back next year and be a legend here. Yep. You're just going to be another quarterback at Illinois, and sorry, you lost your status of forever Pirate. Now, 10 years from now, in this crazy transfer portal rules, who knows what college football is going to look like 10 years from now? Maybe we'll welcome him back, and he'll go into the Hall of Fame for the 2 years he played here. But as we sit here today, all these kids are going to be – they're going to be – Matt Semenza knows where home is in terms of where to come back, homecoming. You played here for 4 or 5 years. You're a Pirate. Rajay Harris, Shane Carden, whoever, they know where home is ECU. Caden Hauser, is it Michigan State? Is it ECU? Is it wherever he's going to play his senior year? All these kids, years from now, where are they going to go back to? And I got to tell you what, ESPN has an endless amount, 30 for 30. I hope they're not planning on canceling it, because the next 5 to 10 years from now, I can't wait to see the amount of ESPN 30s for 30s. I was a millionaire at 20 and work at the Dollar Tree at 30.
Totally.
Yep, no doubt. Well, look, I'll tell you, I anticipate. Look, not to turn even more negative here, but I anticipate over the next few days, there's going to be over the next week, I think you're going to see 5 to 10 more guys hit the portal.
Yeah.
It's just kind of the way it is, just like the law of the averages. It's just what's going to happen.
Nature of the beast now.
Yeah, it's just the nature.
Can I throw something in there though, Matt? I'm probably naive. I probably am. But after that bowl game, I went down on the field, and I don't know. The players there was just a real feeling of brotherhood and love with those guys. And I mean, that bowl victory against all odds, I think it might have bonded some of these guys that may have been, influenced to stay. And I just want to give a real quick shout out. I've seen a couple messages up there about defensive linemen. We're losing a lot of them. We got to hit the portal. Can I mention some defensive linemen that have really, really turned up their game the last couple of weeks? Preston Carr.
Yeah, he was all over.
I mean, I can't say enough about him. I've been wanting to talk about Preston Carr for the last couple of shows.
Carr, speaking of dads, Preston Carr dads is apparently a fan of mine, so Preston Carr is all right in my book.
Yeah, Preston Carr.
Well, that's good. But on the football field, Preston he was one of the only guys on the whole defense that could tackle against UTSA. He had a great game against UTSA. Nobody else did. And then yesterday, I mean, it was crazy. In the second quarter, it was 3rd and 2. They're on our 32. He gets a solo tackle, stops the guy for 1 yard. And then later on the next series, it's 3rd and 1 on the Pitt 28. They're trying to keep their drive alive. And he just stones the guy for no gain. I think it was Turner that was running the ball. And then back in the third quarter, him and Raheem Craig got that tackle for loss for 6 yards on 3rd and 5 on the ECU 38. And here's something about Preston that nobody knows, I don't think. That dude has never missed a tackle. That's almost impossible to believe. That's not an official stat, but Pro Football Focus does take care. They do tabulate missed tackles, and he has not had one. And he's the only person that can say that has played any minutes. And I went back in recent years and looked at what players have even come close to that and nobody has. I mean, it's just a remarkable thing. And so I just want to say, I hope Preston Carr is able to return.
Hey, I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you were getting ready to say it, Johnny. Becoming one of my favorites on defense is Kendrick DeJour.
Okay, I was going to talk about him, Stevie, because he must have gotten trouble of some kind. That's the rumor I heard. At Tulane, he barely played, and then he never played after Tulane at all, and he was healthy. Yesterday, he didn't play much, but I mean, I think he played maybe 7 or 8 plays. That's it. He had 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and a fumble recovery. I mean, that guy, and he had a great game against FAU. No, that wasn't DeJour. DeJour didn't play against FAU. He had a great game yesterday in limited snaps, and I hope that he's found something, and I hope we can keep him, and he can.
I hope he'll stay because I think we can build on him.
Yeah, and then real quick, the other 2 guys that I really, really hope that we're able to keep. Kyle's favorite, Jordy Lowerly. I'm hoping we can keep him.
What's his name, Kyle?
Kyle's eating dinner, I think.
I'm eating candy actually.
Jordy what? Jordy
Lowerly.
Thank you. Okay, so Tamir Brown, who's gone, unfortunately, he's graduating. Him and Jordy Lowerly, they only allowed 2 catches for 9 yards yesterday, and that allowed us to put. Before he got hurt, Tegan Wilk was in the box a lot, and so was I always want to call him McKinstry, but McKinstry's gone. It's the other McKinley. Those 2 were in the box a lot because the cornerbacks were playing so well that the safeties could use the safeties to help with the run support. So I hope that Jordy comes back, and Kevon Merrill. I mean, we saw the interception. He flipped it from, they're on our 15, and then he picks off that pass, and now we're on their 15. And Kevon played really well against FAU. So that's 2 games in a row. He's played outstanding. I think he's trending up. I hope we can keep him. And then McKinley, the other safety, is really starting to play well. So I just hope those guys. I hope we're able to keep some of them.
I think those young guys we will. I think they have more to gain by staying, making a little money here, and then making more money transferring later. I'll tell you, if you look at the D-line this year, nobody had any confidence in it. We seem to do a good job of developing defensive talent. So I definitely think we need to hit the portal for some safeties and corners and some defensive linemen, but I also trust the development here with this defensive staff.
Don't you think the way the defense has played this year, and with Blake being a defensive-minded coach, a lot of those defensive players will stay, and it'll be more attractive in the portal to defensive players coming over?
Yes.
Man, I would think it's funny. I was having a conversation 2 nights ago with Mark Libiano, who was an excellent linebacker at ECU. Everybody knows that. And we were talking about how much fun this defense would be to play in. Like, this defense is so much different than anything we ever played in. This is an attacking defense with every blitz package in the book available. It's aggressive. It's downhill. It's fast. I mean, this is a player's dream. If you're a linebacker, if you're a defensive player, this is the type of defense you want to be in. So, like, I just tell it, the grass is not always greener. And I talked a little bit about this, last night on the post-game show. But you look at some of the things we do here, very unusual schemes. Like yesterday, we played a ton of three-man front, which you don't see that too often. I mean, you see it in like 3rd and long where you're going to rush 3 and drop 8. But we'll show 3-man front on first down sometimes. And, of course, we're walking down a rush edge or an outside linebacker a lot of the time. But, like, what we do is very unusual. You're essentially, like, we take away the middle of the line of scrimmage. So you're not going to run it in between the tackles. And to beat us, you have to do what Memphis did, which is a lot of outside zone, stretch zone, and get outside the tackle box. And that was what Pitt was trying to do yesterday too. If you notice, they didn't run the ball in between the tackles at all. Everything was outside the tackle, because that's where, you know, we're a little weaker on defense. We clog up the middle, and then our linebackers need to get downhill and make those plays, and our safeties. And we executed it well, but like, it's a really unusual defense. I mean, I would love to play in it. These guys are crazy if they're going to leave for, you know, just if it better be a lot of money is my point. It better be a lot of money.
Let me ask you a question, Matt. I wanted to ask you as well. Maybe you guys can chime in, but I'm not harping on Hauser. I'm just going to use him as an example for all the players that are leaving transfer portal, right? Okay, I have a chance. I'm at East Carolina. I'm a huge star, right? And I have a chance to play at the next level. I'm just saying hypotheticals, not me. So people,
Dave, I believe in you, man. You can do it.
Oh, thank you.
You got 4 years of eligibility left.
I do. I have, yeah, and I haven't even redshirted yet. But anyway, if you have a chance to make it to the next level, you have a clearer path to make it at East Carolina than you do at some Power 4 school, where, like Kyle said, you're going to be buried in the depth chart, second or third string, that nobody knows who the blank you are, where I can be on the field, I can play, I can have, like, Johnny Stats Robertson will have a field day with my numbers.
What are we hearing, speaking of guys leaving, Dave, what are we hearing about Riddle? I mean, he's a guy that I think that wouldn't get buried on the depth chart at a lot of places.
B. Page just said he had to have surgery.
Yeah, that definitely.
Well, that could be bad for him. Good for us. I mean, I hate that it happened that way, and I hope we pay him well.
Too.
I hope we pay him well, but you know, that could definitely make him a lot less attractive to schools in the portal. So I hate that for him from a personal standpoint. But
yeah,
you'll get paid here, and you'll be a Pirate next year.
Yeah, I had a feeling that injury looked bad.
I heard Wilt was doing fine. That's what I heard.
Who?
Hey,
Tegan. Somebody was asking about Tegan Wilt.
Oh,
I heard he was doing okay.
He's fine.
Yeah, I think he just had a concussion.
No wrong, man.
Yeah.
I do have some breaking news, though. It's not breaking now. It was breaking yesterday.
If news breaks, we'll fix it.
Yeah. Break something, Kyle.
We
We had 28 seniors playing their last game. So after the game, I went to one of them and I said, hey, appreciate all you've done for Pirate Nation. And it sucks that we only had you for 1 year. And he's like, hold on. I think I'm going to get another year. I'm almost 100% sure I'm coming back. And I was like, are you serious? And he said, I'm being completely serious. Now, maybe he's trolling me. I don't know. But I'll tell you who it is. And the source is him. So if I'm wrong, then he lied to me, or he just was overly optimistic and it didn't help, and it didn't happen. But it's Kyler Pearson. He's not a key piece, nice. But he's still a good piece.
I would love to have him back, man.
Yeah, he has some talent. I think we've got to work with him on how, Matt, you can speak to this, and Stevie, how with Pearson, I don't think there's a lack of talent. I think we've got to find a way for him to fit into our offense, right? It just seems like he was never, not that he's not the right fit, but how do we?
His size kind of restricted him to, he scored that touchdown against Army on the fake, right? Didn't he?
Yeah.
And then in punt return, he's got a lot of speed.
Yeah, and, he was kind of brought in last minute just to be a punt returner. So like that was his role.
But his brother was like a record-setting quarterback at Air Force, so he's definitely got the athleticism. Hopefully he can come back and do something special.
Well, in that topic, John, I also heard Josiah Robinson has a very good chance of getting an extra year too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he was injured early in his career. I mean, he would be another one. He had a good, solid season, man. Number 8, coming off the edge there. He had a great sack yesterday. I'd love to have him back as well. So, you see the makings of a really solid team next year, but we're not going to know anything until after the portal period. But like, guys, let me just take this to the last sequence of the game because
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the game more too, Matt.
I thought Pat Narduzzi completely botched the end of the game, and I thought he was questionable all day. I thought he was questionable all day. I mean, he was consistently going for 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and it paid off for him for quite a few times. But like, let me just take you to the end of the game. So, we're up 9 points. All right, they moved the ball down the field. I mean, he essentially, he was trying to put it into the end zone, but in doing that, he was bleeding the clock, and we did a hell of a job keeping them out there. I mean, I can't state it, like, we made them earn every bit of that. All right. So and Johnny actually said this during the game. Yeah. He said, and I agree, I think it was you, Johnny. He said we need to get them under the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah,
right?
That was me.
Take that timeout away from them. So eventually they get the field goal, and now it's a 6-point game. And I thought the mistake was because
onside kick instead of just kicking off.
Yeah, with 3 timeouts. Think about this now. All right, you're coaching against ECU yesterday. You have 3 timeouts in your back pocket. All right, you have a very solid defense, and you're going against a freshman quarterback who does not want to throw the ball. So you're anticipating 3 straight runs and a punt where you're going to get the ball roughly at midfield. All right, your timeouts are going to be burned at that point because after each run, you're going to burn a timeout. But you're going to get the ball back at midfield with what? How much time do you guys think? I mean,
40 seconds?
About what he got it back anyway. It would have been the same amount of time, 57 seconds.
50 seconds. Yeah.
But now you're getting the ball back at midfield as opposed to like what was it, like the 20? I don't know. Was it
the 20 because we punted. I think his thought was, Matt, was what you're saying. He trusted his defense, so he was giving them 2 shots. He was gonna do the onside kick because he trusted his defense to stop us. That ball didn't go 10 yards, and
it was 7.
Yeah, we came up and grabbed it, so it didn't even go as far. Very aggressive by us, by the way. I like that. I don't know why.
Peyton Mangrum was the one that did that.
Yeah, great job, man.
Comes through again.
And I don't know why people do that, why they stand around instead of going after that ball. But
fly ball, of course.
It was if you're the receiving team. So
right.
But I agree with you, Matt. But I do think that's what Narduzzi was thinking. He knew his defense was going to get the stop, like you're saying. But I'm with you. If you punt it there, if you kick off there instead of onside it, you're most likely going to force us to punt and get the ball in much better field position with your offense having a chance. Also, earlier in that same drive, he went for it on a 4th and 1 where he ends up settling for a field goal anyway. He could have kicked it on that 4th and 1 and kicked away and got the ball back with plenty of time left. So I think where he screwed up, being he didn't kick it earlier, I think once he had it under 2 minutes, I think he was in a situation where he probably should have went ahead for the touchdown. Although I don't guess it mattered because you needed those points no matter which way you got them. But I agree with you. I don't think it was the worst clock management in history, but it definitely played into our hands. Blake Harrell outcoached Pat Narduzzi yesterday.
Absolutely. Hey, Matt, I just want to run this. I did it like an analytical take of that because I agreed with you 1,000% kick away. But then I thought about it. Okay, so if they would have kicked the ball away, we'd have got it at the 25 most likely. And then we had 7 yards on that drive. So that would have taken it to the 32. Our average, net punting is like 40.5. So let's say that'll take it down to the 28-yard line. So now they have the ball 1st and 10 from the 28. They started out 1st and 10 from the 20 because Levy, I'm sorry, but that wasn't the greatest attempt. That punt, when we did punt the ball, when we got it on a short field, I mean, that wasn't even close to being inside the 20. That was in the end zone the whole time.
Yeah,
so they got it on the 20. That. So it was really an 8-yard difference. But I really wish Levy would have punted it in a more strategic way to get the ball, inside the 20.
Talked about that, JR. Bays talked about that on the radio broadcast. If you go back and listen to it, he said in those situations with the game on the line, when you're at the end, he said, all you're thinking about is catching the damn ball. He said, you're not even thinking about punting it. He said, all you're thinking about is catching the ball. So there was no strategy. There was no nothing. If Levy was like Bays, and no disrespect to Levy, but Bays is a Hall of Famer. Bays said in those situations, all you're thinking about is, oh my God, I got to catch the ball and get the punt off.
Okay. Well, I respect that.
So,
Look, and coming down to that last sequence when Pitt had the ball, their last possession, all I've heard about the last month, well, ever since they announced that we were playing, is this great true freshman quarterback at Pitt. And let me tell you guys, he did not live up to that expectation, especially that last possession. That last play,
oh God,
he should have threw the ball away. Should have threw the ball out of bounds and saved another play.
He literally go watch that. Yeah, and then he cocked his arm back like he's going to try. I don't know. It wouldn't have been a true Hail Mary because he couldn't have got it to the end zone. And one of our players grabs him from behind and he stops his throwing motion and turns around. Go watch that last play again. He wasted 11 seconds and didn't even get the ball off. And just throw the ball away, you dipshit.
Hey, that was a great play.
Talk about composure at that minute when everybody has talked for the last 2 or 3 weeks, all the Pitt fans, this is the next big thing. We got the next big freshman quarterback. And he performed like a freshman quarterback. I mean, that was a mistake.
Stevie, have I missed something with Pitt I consider myself a pretty knowledgeable about college football. Have I missed something over the last 40 years with Pitt? Did I miss national championships and conference championships? Did I miss something, guys?
No, they're pretty.
They
good
haven't
football.
had a great team since Tony
Dan
Dorsett.
Marino.
I mean,
even Dan Marino's team wasn't as good as Dorsett.
Well, I mean, they were 8-4. Let's not do the you're overrated. We accomplished nothing thing.
No.
The way Pitt fans are talking.
That's what
I've listened to them.
Matt, you're right, Stevie. But I want to give a comment that Stevie, I don't know if he'll appreciate it or detest it, but okay. All the Pirate fans that were at that bowl game, they were all wearing purple and gold. Every last one of them, and wearing it proudly, and wearing a lot of it.
Dave?
Huh?
Yeah.
What? Kyle, what did I miss?
I said even Dave?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Dave too. The Pitt fans, half of them were wearing Pitt stuff, and the other half were wearing Pittsburgh Steeler gear. It was ridiculous. You would have loved it, Stevie, but I had no respect for that at all. You're here to watch your Panthers. F the Steelers. That's the NFL. You're not here for that.
Yeah,
and they lost to the Browns today, which I'm sorry, Stevie, but I got a little bit of enjoyment out of that.
So either way, the Steelers played just as bad as the Panthers did.
Let me just finish my comment really quick because I don't want to sound like JJ Kitchen. I don't want to sound like some big
Pansy.
We tried JJ Kitchen, man. But in terms of just Pitt in general, I respect Pitt. I respect their program. I respect the history. One of the reasons why I got into football as a kid was because of Tony Dorsett, Dan Marino, so many great players. I respect the hell out of Pitt's program. All right. But look, you're not don't act like you're so far above East Carolina.
Exactly.
Not.
Exactly.
And look, and you want to belittle our stadium. Look, our stadium
we got one.
We have one. You don't even have a college stadium. You're a program that's been a mid-tier ACC program for years. And before that, the Big East, right? They were in the Big East.
Big East, yeah.
And again, I'm not disrespecting Pitt, but all I'm saying is, look, you're not above East Carolina. You're not. So it was that attitude, I guess, that rubbed me the wrong way just on, on message boards and all that. But I'll put JJ Kitchen in his own separate category. I mean, that guy's
absolutely. Hey, Matt, but since you're a defensive guy, what did you think of Rasheem Biles? Oh my goodness. That guy, he had 16 tackles, I think he had a couple of sacks, a touchdown, 5 tackles for losses. If it wasn't for him, Pitt would have lost by double digits easily.
He reminded me of the guy when we played the bowl game against Florida with Shane Carden. It was Carden's last game.
Yeah.
Florida had a rush edge, outside linebacker hybrid. He got drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I cannot remember his name, but same type of player, man. Disruptive, all over the field, fast. If anybody can come up with his name that's listening, I'd appreciate that. But yeah, he's a
what
beast.
position?
What year was it? He was a edge rusher.
So this was Shane Carden when we played in the Birmingham.
2014. So it was January 2015. So it would have been the 2014 season.
Florida had a first-round draft pick that was he was kind of like a hybrid. He was like a small D end, outside linebacker, absolute beast. But the only reason Biles reminded me so much of him because he's just so versatile. He can do something. We couldn't block him.
Bobby McCray.
Who?
Bobby McCray?
No.
Not him. Okay.
Wasn't him.
Bobby McGee?
Bobby
Boucher.
Boucher.
No, it's Bobby Boucher.
But yeah, man, that play, he's a big time talent. I mean, we couldn't block him all day. Let's just call it what it is. But hey, we got the win.
Dante Fowler.
Dante Fowler.
Ah, there you go.
Thank you. It was going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, I wanted to point something out that I thought was a little interesting. When you look at the history of ECU football, and you know, you can't say this about a lot of programs. Some of our biggest moments in our program histories has both negative and positive has come in bowl games. Obviously the Peach Bowl, the 91 Peach Bowl, the win over NC State, the finish ninth in the country, was a big moment. And then, you know, last year for what that was, beating NC State again in a bowl because it's a rivalry game. You don't get to play rivalry games in bowls, and it's happened twice for us. Yesterday, beating Pitt, you know, 6-point win over a good ACC school with all the circumstances surrounding that game. Another huge win, in Power football history. And anytime you beat a Power 4 team, it's a big deal, particularly in today's world. You go back to the GMAC Bowl in 2001. From a negative standpoint, we blew the biggest lead in bowl history and lost. You go back and you look in 2006, Boise State. We were like a 17-point underdog, had like a 2% chance to win that game, and we beat Boise State in a huge upset in the Hawaii Bowl on a last-second field goal. We have had some major moments in our program history, both negative and positive, in bowl games, and I don't know how many schools can say that. You know, obviously, anytime you win a bowl game is a big deal. 95 Liberty Bowl, win over Stanford, another close win. It was a huge win in our program history. Matt, I want to leave you out there to finish in the top 25. And, you know, lots of times, you know, a bowl win is just a bowl win. And we've had some like that, 2022 against Coastal and, 2000 against Texas Tech, where the bowl win was just a bowl win. But we've also had some really historic moments in our program history occur in bowl games.
What about 2001, the GMAC Bowl?
I brought that up as a negative.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. I muted for a minute because I went to.
We blew the biggest lead in the bowl history. But yeah, it's just interesting. Our bowl history is very storied, both negatively and positively. And as far as ranking this, I think Paige was talking about ranking bowl wins. Peach Bowl's number one. You got to put Peach Bowl number one. I'm gonna still put that. You know, it's tough. Last year's bowl win for me, because I was there, is going to be number two. I wasn't there for this, but man, it gets to be crowded because you look at this game against Pitt, you look at the Hawaii Bowl against Boise. You look at last year's bowl win. You look at obviously the Peach Bowl, and it gets to be a crowded bowl field to come up with those top three. So 9-win season, that's one I didn't even mention. The last time we won 9 games, we won 10. Another one of those, just another bowl win over Ohio in the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. But yesterday was a very special. I'll say top 3 bowl wins, and I'll do a caveat of we'll do a tie somewhere. Peach Bowl 1, and we'll go ahead and throw both military bowls as a tie for 2, and then we'll put the Hawaii Bowl at 3.
Hey, Kyle, I wanted to add that you asked me before the show.
Which Liberty Bowl and Stanford. I'm sorry, JR.
Yeah. You asked me which military bowl I thought was a better win, and I said Pitt was on another level. But then I thought about it. I think it's recency bias is what I'm dealing with that response, because last year the way that it ended, that's hard to beat. That's really, really hard to beat, the way that it ended last year. So I'll go with a tie. I agree with you, Kyle. I think we should give it a tie.
And NC State's a rivalry game, and it, yesterday was special in terms of a coaching performance. Man, that you could argue that was the greatest coaching performance in ECU history. You could really argue that.
You could.
Okay.
You could. I agree with that. You can make that argument.
Let's throw in another one. This before our time, in modern era time. I agree with everything you said, but our buddy, I was talking to Terry Gallagher today, but the 1978 Independence Bowl, the Independence Bowl back then, when we were really small,
Louisiana Tech.
That was a huge win.
We were a 7-win regular season. That was win number 8. Of course, back then you only played 11 games, so 7 was the same as 8 back then. 8 was the same as 9. Beating Louisiana Tech in the Independence Bowl was a big deal, but I'm not gonna put it above the Liberty against Stanford. I'm not gonna put it above the Peach, obviously, and I'm not gonna put it against these last 2 military bowls, because you beat NC State and you beat Pittsburgh, and no disrespect to Louisiana Tech, but they're not NC State or Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but the Independence Bowl was. I'm just saying that we always forget, because it was before our time. But the Independence Bowl back when we were.
Well, there weren't that many bowls back then.
Right.
Yeah, back then you didn't have 50 or 60 bowl games.
So going to any bowl was a big deal. Yeah, the Independent. Yeah, it was a big, but it was still against Louisiana Tech. And I mean, I don't look. We had a party to honor that team, but no, you can't put it above any of these other bowl games.
I would put it in the top. I think it's a top 5 win. I mean, the same way.
Top 5 win in history, or top 5 bowl win.
Bowl win.
Oh, sure. Yes. Yeah. If you want to put it, to me, you want to put Peach, both military bowls. Both military bowls.
The Hawaii
Bowl, Stanford. See, I still don't even put it as top 5, because the Liberty Bowl win against Stanford would keep it out.
The Hawaii Bowl against Boise will always be memorable to me because of Chris Johnson's greatness. I mean, man, what he did that day was just absurd. And I'll never forget Chris Johnson on that long run, and you just saw Greg Hudson, just go with that 4.2 speed. That was memorable too. I think the most painful loss for me, Kyle, was I'm getting a
Arkansas Liberty Bowl.
It was they were back-to-back, Arkansas and Kentucky.
Which was the one the more painful?
Arkansas was the worst one, right?
Yes, overtime. Yes,
because we gave it away. Was that the one we fumbled? Didn't we fumble? Oh man,
it was really.
We did a lot of things in that game. We took it. We missed a kick at the end of regulation.
Oh yeah, Hartman.
And then lost it. If you go back to that play, Dominique Lindsay.
How do you remember this, dude? It's unbelievable.
I remember stuff better from back then than I do now.
That's how I am.
Thanks, chemo. So Dominique Lindsay actually, so Hartman was really good if the ball was in the middle of the field, but he wasn't good at kicking from angles. He hit it from 50, it was at the center of the field. So the ball was in the middle of the field, and Dominique Lindsay almost breaks off a touchdown run on our last possession, but it uncentered the ball, and Hartman missed the kick. If Lindsay hadn't have got more yards there and left the ball in the middle of the field, I think we win that game in regulation. Not that you can blame Dominique Lindsay for trying to get more yardage. Losing to Louisiana Lafayette, yeah, that was a good team, though. That 2012 Louisiana Lafayette team that we lost to in New Orleans, that was a good team. I mean, that was a Billy Napier coach Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajun team that I believe was a 9-win team that year.
Matt, how about Shell's asking about the 94 Liberty Bowl?
That was a Shell. That was a really good Illinois team. And I always, you guys have heard me say this probably 5 times, but if you go back to that season, that was 1994. That was the year Penn State finished number 1 in the country, tied with Nebraska.
Yeah.
Penn State was a machine that year. Kerry Collins, Kijana Carter, so many great players. You know who pushed them deep into the fourth quarter that year? the only team, was Illinois. Pushed them deep into the fourth quarter. That Illinois team was loaded. And to Shell's point, not only did they have NFL players, but they had great NFL players. Simeon Rice. I mean, Ken Dilger was the tight end. He was a beast in the NFL. That was a really, really good Illinois team. So, and we took it on the chin that day. We had our opportunities, but there was a very good team.
You bounce back next year. You beat Stanford and finished in the top 25, which is another reason I think that Liberty Bowl win is very important, because we finished 23 in the coaches poll after that. And I think when this final top 25 rankings come out, we won't be ranked. I think had we beat UTSA, we would have stand a chance to be. But we will be in the receiving votes area. I'll be willing to bet you money.
That's a good point.
So are we done with that point? Can we go to the inadvertent whistle, fellas?
Yes. Please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who wants to take it first? Because I might lose my mind if I start talking about it.
All right, I can start.
Go ahead.
So for me, where I was upset was the fact that you have a senior, okay, and we've got guys up here that are dads, and my son plays football, and I was thinking about Marlon Gunn. He stayed with us. He stayed with us. He fought injuries. He's had a heck of a year. And when I saw him running, I looked back. I said, they're going to call holding. Watch, they're going to call holding. I didn't see any flags. And I'm excited. He's running. I was like,
oh, I was losing my mind.
I said, he's going to score a touchdown, a senior, and I was so happy for him. And then they're coming, and the refs look confused. They look very confused. It looked like Kyle and Stevie know about this, the Montreal screw job, in that here we go again. We're getting screwed because they want to make sure that Pitt, going back to what you said, Matt.
In fact, Marlon Gunn wrote WCW in the air.
Yeah, he did. He spit, too.
Exactly. And so I was very frustrated with that, with the fact that it wasn't like a referee called a penalty and I'm going, man, we got screwed there. They called a holding penalty. They can call a holding penalty on any play. But, of course, they picked the one that we scored a touchdown on. And if you know about running, I mean, the guy ran that. How many yards was it? It was over 50 yards, right?
What, his play?
No, he's talking about the run by Gunn, which was his forward progress was never even in doubt.
No.
His legs were always moving forward, and oh boy.
I mean, it was a 4th and 1 play from like the 32, 30-yard line.
And the thing is, the Pitt defense was in full pursuit the whole time. They never like shut it down. They never like lagged off. They were trying to make the play, and it didn't happen. And my stomach just felt sick, not because we lost 6 points or 7 points, but for Marlon Gunn. I just felt awful for him. I was trying to find him after the game. I couldn't.
Hey, B-Pays is exactly right. The Pitt players sold that call. Exactly. And they did exactly what they were supposed to do. I would have done the same thing. If I'm like, yeah, hey, you blew the whistle, dude. I mean, I would have been over there telling that ref up and down, hey, you blew the whistle.
The whistle.
I can't blame the Pitt players.
No, you can't blame the Pitt players at all. No. The referee apologized. Well, great.
Well, that's like a slap in the face right there.
Here's the thing. If I understand that rule correctly, and we don't have an official here to clarify this, but it's discretionary. If you feel the inadvertent whistle, not the whistle was blown to stop the play, but you feel the inadvertent whistle, which was barely blown, so it was like a ref literally like started to blow it and stop.
Yeah,
you could barely hear it. If you feel that did not have an impact on the play, you can choose to just wave it off.
Exactly.
And they chose not to do that, and it did not have an impact on that play. Nobody stopped. Nobody stopped.
Here's what I don't understand. How did they? Okay, calling the touchdown back, but how did they figure out where Gunn was when they blew the inadvertent whistle?
Screwed us there too, Stevie. They screwed us there too.
Yeah,
was it terrible?
That's what I'm saying. They gave us the first down.
That should have went to review.
Exactly.
So I don't.
It was just like, okay, we're going to do this, but hey,
where's Justin Butts? He can chime in on this.
I don't know if he's still in. I hadn't seen him comment in a while.
Chad Stevens, I still feel bad for him as well, because that happened last year in the Military Bowl. He had a touchdown, and he's a senior. You know, he's going out, and he thought he was going out in style, but they took it away from him, and it was wrong then.
I think it's a tradition, JR. We're gonna get whistles blown on us. One to stop the play, one inadvertently, and then we're gonna beat ACC teams in the Military Bowl. It's a tradition, but horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what. I don't know, you guys, JR. You said how upset you are, Matt. I'm curious to know what you did. Dave already said. I was so mad after that play. I was so shocked when he busted the run. I was sitting there with my hands on my head, just in shock that he busted off the long run and ecstatic. Then when they did the two plays later, when Dida got stripped and they ran it back, and it was just a complete swing in momentum and in points.
Definitely.
I was so upset and angry and frustrated that I started tearing up. I was so frustrated because I wanted to do something. You ever just get so frustrated because you can't do anything? I literally I wanted to strangle somebody. I felt at that point, I was like, here we go. We're about to get our asses blown out the rest of this game. And when we responded with that touchdown pass to Anthony Smith to take the lead back, it was. I felt at that point we're gonna try to find a way to win this son of a bitch. But yeah, to just I was beyond. I was as distraught. I threw my phone at the wall. I was trying to break the phone and put a hole in my wall. I was as upset as I had ever. Not so much right after the whistle, but after the sequence of events that then led to the Pitt touchdown after the whistle. I was so upset after that sequence of events. That's the most upset I've been during a football game. I can't tell you the last time. It's been maybe a decade or more.
Hey, what about the white hat, Kyle? What do we know about the white hat?
What's up with that guy?
Yeah, Tulsa screw job. It's funny. The Holton said yesterday that he believes that the hit referee, that was the Big 12 crew, and I believe the American at the time was sharing referees with the Big 12.
That's correct.
In 2020 during COVID, he said that hit referee he believes was the same hit referee that was the referee in that 2020 Tulsa game, where the infamous Tulsa screw job, where we literally. That is the most blatant cheating you've ever seen in a football game ever.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? What's his name? Anybody have an idea?
It's Dave's brother.
Yeah, well, I will take this for Pirate Nation. I apologize for one of my distant relatives there from the wrong side of the tracks. I don't really know him that well, but Luke Richmond, he doesn't really come to the family reunions or anything, but I tell you what, when he does come to a family reunion, he will get a piece of my mind.
Luke Richmond was his name. And
yeah.
Well, let's just look at it a step further for a second. I mean, so that's a excuse me. When that happens, it's a 10-7 game, right? We're up 10-7. Do I have that right?
Yep.
When that play occurred,
okay.
yes.
It was 10-7.
It made it 17-7. So 2-score lead at that point in the third quarter.
So think about this now. All right. So it's a 2-possession game, and we're kicking the ball off deep to Pitt, which they hadn't really shown any ability to drive the length of the field. So we were in complete control of the game at that point.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden you have that momentum swing. I don't think our players recovered from it because they didn't even block on that play where Dida got hit with the scoop and score. I mean, it looked like they brought 11 guys. I mean, I know they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't play the next play.
Yeah, they didn't play. They were so deflated, they didn't play the next play. So you talk about just a huge momentum swing. I mean, you're looking at a 2-possession game where you're kicking off to Pitt. It has to go the length of the field. Now, I actually think there should be an investigation into this game. And before you guys say I'm going crazy here, there was another call. There was another call where it's 3rd and 12. They had the ball around their own 15-yard line. 3rd and 12. Quarterback gets flushed out of the pocket, scrambles to his right, and he throws the ball back across his body to his wide receiver, who apparently catches the ball for a first down, even though he landed 3 yards in front of the
Yeah,
in front of the.
yeah.
What do you-
All right.
Yeah,
Now, if you go back and watch it on TV, watch the referee. Watch when the receiver lands with the football. The referee he spots the ball 2 to 3 yards in front of the first down mark. All right.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden, another guy comes running in and calls it a first down. All right.
Yeah.
That call was, and then they took it to review, and the head ref didn't have the balls to overturn it. The same guy who didn't have the balls to let go of the inadvertent whistle. That's one of the worst officiating performances I've ever seen, and it really should be looked at. It really should be investigated because
Richmond.
it probably is. Justin.
Okay.
It probably is.
Oh,
Justin.
from Connecticut.
And look. Here's the thing: that back in that Tulsa game, there was stuff taken to review that should have been overturned and called our way and wasn't. And later, you mentioned that play. There was another play later on Pitt's last possession when they ended up kicking the field. Oh, next to last possession when they ended up kicking the field goal, where their quarterback slid and he was a yard to a yard and a half short of the first down.
Yeah.
According to the referee that was, that they have there to look at plays there for the announcers, he said he was short and the ball would be spotted about a yard to 2 yards short of the first down. As it play stance is called. So, I want to know what referee on that crew had the balls to call offensive pass interference on Pitt on that last drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave,
Well,
I
you
send you the video.
Because when I saw that flag fly, I was like, it looks like offensive pass interference, but I just knew they were going to call defensive pass interference.
Well,
Hey,
here's
Dave, if I send you the video, can you put it up there? Who cares about copyright? It's quick.
Yeah.
and one thing-
We're going to get flagged and taken off Facebook. And
Hey, Kyle, they
don't
did
they
give us
do?
another call. They did give us another call. And,
Don't they give us a warning though?
No. Facebook will flag you and take this episode down immediately.
Yep.
All right.
Peyton Mangrum threw a great ball to
I'm going to
Waiters.
send it all to you guys right now.
And they did call defensive pass interference on Pitt when Pitt intercepted the ball. So that did go our way.
Yeah.
And I wish that if that guy hadn't it was clearly interference, but if he hadn't interfered, I would have loved to have seen Mangrum get a completion there.
Here's one thing.
Waiters got mugged on that play.
Matt, I was telling you guys.
I just sent you guys the play. Sorry, Dave. I just texted it to you guys. You got to watch it. I mean, I can't believe they called this a first down. But okay, Dave. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say from the jump. I know that Kyle would be saying to me, Dave, you're always on the refs. Oh my God!
No, not this time.
But the guys behind me, I give them a credit. There was a father and son Pirate fans behind me. They said, dude, watch the younger kid that has just graduated from, actually, he's a West Virginia graduate, but his dad went to ECU. He grew up an ECU guy. Anyway, he's sitting there telling me, he said, dude, watch. I started paying attention to the refs. If it wasn't for him, I may have missed some of them. I started paying attention, zooming in on the refs about the spots. That's the most I've ever paid attention to spots in a football game in my entire life, and I admit it.
No, every spot went their way.
Every spot for us was short. Every spot for them was at least a yard or two too much.
Yeah. Matt, that's ridiculous. I just watched it. There's 0% chance that's a first down.
It's got to be investigated. That play went
it's not even close.
It's not. Watch the referee, JR. Watch the referee spot where he spots it. He runs in and spots it 2 yards short. So,
of course, because that's exactly where it was.
And it has to go to it. So they take it to, and this is what kills me. The whole point of having a review is to get the call right. Am I mistaken on that?
That didn't happen, though.
And instead, but what review has become is they're so afraid to overrule the refs on the field that they don't have the balls to change the play, change the call.
I want to say this about that, and very seldom will you ever hear me. I'm talking like a child with a speech impediment. Very seldom will you ever hear me compliment the ACC. I think the ACC has the best reviews in college football, and they're transparent, and
Yep.
they show them live on TV,
Yeah.
and they don't take very long, and they get it right, and they show you the whole process. And I
That
think
needs
it
to
should
be
be a
national.
rule. It
Yeah.
should be a rule that all the reviews have to be done like the ACC does theirs, and it should be transparent and shown what they're talking about on those headsets and what they're looking at. And I guarantee you, all this crap will stop. That's
Yeah.
one thing the ACC has gotten right.
It was funny, Kyle. I was getting ready to say that. You said that we were thinking alike on that, on the ACC. I've watched so many ACC games because it's interesting to see that. And you're right. They don't take a long time, not to be a parrot, to repeat what you're saying. But I have to say, with all that we have on the line, I'm sorry, but I would much rather, you know how like with the NFL, they have, isn't it, Stevie, they have
Big 12, Ryan.
Yeah, they were Big 12 officials, and it was just a nightmare. That's the one thing that I was telling the people behind me. If, let's say, hypothetically, that Pitt's blowing us out, I'm not going to be on the refs because we're getting beat handily by Pitt, right? But when you're blatantly I mean, there's no way that you could say you're either cheating or you're incompetent. It's one or the other. There's no way.
I don't think the head official likes us. If that's the same sumbitch from the Tulsa game, he's got an axe to grind with ECU. I don't know what it is. My guess is probably an ECU guy stole his chick, and I mean he looks like we were looking at him earlier. Luke Richmond. He looks like meth head Mike Houston.
This is something I was going to thank you, Kenneth. Thank you. You're one of the smartest guys we have on the show. We have a lot of great people. We need to have NCAA officials. I've been saying that for years, and it's just it's BS that we don't have all across the board officials. It doesn't matter what conference. I don't want to know that you're from this conference or that conference. They should be like the NFL across the board. And thank you for bringing that to. I had forgotten about that. I haven't thought about that in a good while.
It's a really good point.
Yeah, that way you don't have the bias of, oh well, of course they're Stevie being a head coach. Hey, Stevie's like, oh, of course they're Big 12 guys or they're from this.
I would never do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
you really don't know why the Big 12 would help Pitt, unless it's to make that West Virginia game look better. But I don't. Power 4, maybe helping Power 4. I don't know. But except for those couple calls that went our way on the interception, pass interference, interception, and then the offensive pass interference late in the game, not very many calls went our way at all.
Well, I definitely think that it's good that we found a way. Thankfully, I was telling people in the stands, I said, man, that's another thing added to this. I said, that's another thing that will be added to the lore of this game is the fact we had to beat the officials. You have to beat Pitt. You have no offensive coordinator, no defensive coordinator. You're starting a freshman quarterback. But, guys, I was going to say about this, Matt, when I found out that we had the retro uniforms and, similar to what you guys had, I said, I know that uniforms don't win games, but man, oh man, I was telling Alex, I said, that was when Dad was in college. We won a lot of football. I told him about you, Matt. I said, Matt and the guys that played with Matt won a lot of football games with those. I mean, I love those helmets, but there's so many things.
They look great. Yeah.
There's so many things, by the way. Let's move forward on that, Matt. I was going to ask you a question, and Stevie, all you guys help me out. How much do you think this helps us as far as this is huge for the practices that we got for the bowl game? This helps with a lot of young guys that maybe they don't have a lot of experience, that maybe they got to be the next man up. How do you think this helps us moving into 2026?
Well, I think first, I'll just jump at first. I mean, the most obvious one to me is you get Dida some game experience, and he got to see some live bullets, and he got to perform under some really difficult situations. So, you obviously feel really good about that. You saw some other young guys out there like Waiters, number 15, the receiver, who with Yannick Smith out, he played a ton, and But I also think just so you saw young guys, but also from the standpoint of just playing in big games, tight games down the stretch, that gives you confidence because until you go through that and you can handle it on the field, that's how you grow as a player. You got to be in tight situations, tight games against good teams. And so I think the team will definitely benefit from this. I just hope we can keep the core of them, man. I'm just really concerned that, you're going to see a bunch of guys hit the portal in the next week.
I hope not, Matt.
I hate to say it. I mean, I don't want to sound negative, Stevie.
I know it happens every year. It happens every year, and we got to be numb to it. I mean, I'm starting to just be numb to it. But I just have a feeling that this win might just want people to be part of this program and the trajectory that it's on. And
I'm going to.
What do you think about that, Kyle?
Okay, I was making sure you finished with your thought. I think it's going to be somewhere in between. I don't think we'll see 10. Now, Matt, when you say 10 guys in the portal, that can include some guys we tell to enter the portal too, because we need to make some room. But in terms of guys we care about, I think it'll be closer to that 4 or 5 more number. I don't think you're going to see a mass exodus at this point. I could be wrong, but I just don't think so. Not now. I think there's some money to go around. You got to remember, we're going after a quarterback in the portal, but we probably won't be paying him $1.5 million. I could be wrong. So there's maybe a little bit more money to go around. So we'll lose some more guys. I don't think it'll be that many, but I wanted to bring it back to the bowl game, guys. And we'll sort of wrap this thing up. But at what point yesterday did you guys think we were going to win that game? For me, I thought, when we went up by 10, and then I thought at that moment, oh my God, we might actually win this. And then it was taken away and we were down. Then we took the lead back. And I thought, well, we stand a good chance to win this thing. Once we had the pick that we ran back and got the field goal off of and went up by 9, I really, I felt then, we're going to do this. We're going to find a way to win this friggin' football game. And, I kept almost waiting until about midway of the third quarter for us to blow it and just Pitt to start beating us because, just lack of offense. And it never happened. And I'm just, shock isn't the right word. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people say, I knew we were going to win the whole time. Yeah, come on. Just extremely impressed with the job Blake Harrell did. And at what point in the game did each one of you, maybe Gerald, we'll start with you. At what point in the game did you think we're gonna win this damn thing?
Okay, so it came very, very early when I said to myself, we can win this thing. And I'll tell you when that happened was when Pitt had their first 2 offensive possessions. So they had 2 full possessions. They ran 4 offensive plays, had negative 17 yards, 2 sacks, a tackle for loss, and a lost fumble. I was like, this defense is showing up today. They are going to take this into their own hands, and I love our chances right now. And then I just kept, Kyle, what I kept doing was, because I was texting during the game, okay, so 30% of the game is over, 40% of the game is over.
Yeah, count the clock.
Yeah.
I was already counting the clock in the fourth quarter.
And then so I honestly, early, I was like, whoa, this defense is showing up. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people. It was the entire team. And so I felt like we had a shot. But I never thought for sure we were going to win it.
I didn't think we were going to win it until we went up by 9.
No.
Yeah. Well, and then the only time after that, because Matt already talked about it, was when I said we got to get it below 2 minutes. And then when they took it all the way down to like a minute 30 or whatever, 127, whatever it was, before they were able to get that field goal, I felt really good at that point.
And I'll say this too. I wasn't, just like the Memphis game, when they started the drive at the 20 with 57 seconds to go and had to get to the end zone, with this defense, I was not worried one bit. No more so than just the normal, oh God, what if? But I felt very confident. Yeah. Matt, at what point did you think, not that we could win the game, but that we're going to win this damn thing?
Oh, man, it's a tough one. I felt like when the whole inadvertent whistle thing happened, and then they scored 2 plays later, I'm saying to myself, like, oh shit, the game's over. Like at that point, I felt I was completely like, this is going to be tough to overcome from a momentum standpoint. And then when we answered right back to Anthony Smith, right there, I'm saying to myself, I just like a flip kind of switch, and I'm like, this team does not want to be denied today.
Yeah, I agree. I felt like we could, but I still didn't feel like we were for sure.
I didn't feel like we were for sure, but like I put it this way, I just felt like at that point, you know, our mindset was in the right place. We were just determined to win the game. I felt like to answer that quick, and I don't know. But trust me, man. Like I'm never comfortable with a lead. I was pacing around the house, cursing, throwing things right up until the last play. Trust me.
I was going to tell you guys that I told a few of you off the air, so I haven't told Stevie and Matt. But one of the coolest things happened is that what you were talking about counting clock. The guy, the dad and I wish I got their names. Sorry, guys, but the dad and the son behind me. The dad looks at me and he says, and the son, he says, guys, this 2 minutes is going to be the longest 2 minutes of my life. And he was like, yes. And so then it was like 80 some seconds left, right? And all of a sudden they start playing Living on a Prayer. Yeah. And I was like,
I heard that on the radio.
This is like one of the best. Whoever's doing the music is so in tune to this game. It's perfect for us. You were talking about when did you know? I felt really good about it. And the one thing like you were talking about is with the clock management, I just felt like it just felt like, you know, that we were more aggressive, like on defense. It just felt like they had a great
play.
So
at what point? So when at the 120 point when they played Living on a Prayer, that's when you felt like we were going to win the game?
No. I literally, I felt like early on, it was like Johnny said, I said,
could win versus we're going to win.
I felt early on, I would say it was right early in the third quarter. It was even before all the screw, you know, all that mess, because I just felt like that one thing I was saying, Matt, I was thinking about Logan.
The touchdown pass to the first touchdown pass in the third when we took the lead to Smith.
Yeah, because I was saying I'm really feeling like when I saw that, I was like, okay. And then when Marlon Gunn got the touchdown, I'm like, wow, we're really pouring on. And when Logan talked about if we could just keep it to a fourth quarter game, if we could just get in the fourth quarter, I never felt like that with Hauser, right? I felt very aggressive, but with the way that you were talking about it earlier, Dida managed that game. And I'm not saying, and we don't want to talk.
Stevie, we'll get your answer to this question tomorrow.
No, I've got a couple of things before we get out of here. But Stevie, what were you thinking?
After the offensive pass interference, that's when I felt like we were going to win the game. When it pinned him back deep.
Basically the last play of the game, Stevie.
Dude, let me tell you. Let me tell you guys. Matt, you started talking about you're never comfortable with the lead.
Right.
Going back, and I'm going to throw it back to my high school days. It was a rivalry game, and we were not supposed to beat this team. We went up on them, and we're up 20 points in the fourth quarter. And I was playing linebacker, and my whole defensive, I was telling my defense how much time was left. I said, all right, guys, just 12 more minutes. And every time I would tell them, 8 more minutes, guys. And up until we got to 1 minute left, and we were up 26 points, I was like, okay, guys, let's relax. We can relax now. So, yeah, I'm never comfortable with a lead. So, yeah, that was –
So, Steve, it was the last play you're saying, right?
It was the second to last play, wasn't it?
Yeah, second to last. Yeah.
That was awesome. As a coach, dude, and just like Kyle said, what if that had been a defensive pass
interference? No, that would have given them a shot to the end zone.
Yeah, they would have had a chance to throw in the end zone. So, I mean, if it had been a 2-score lead at that time, then I would have been like, okay, this is over. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan King.
Stevie. I wasn't completely relaxed until that last play, but I felt pretty good. I felt pretty good punting it to them with 57 seconds to go that we were going to win that game.
Hey, look at the chat. Look at the chat. Y'all think I'm crazy.
No, I
There's
don't think
two
you're
right
crazy.
there in the road just saying the same thing. I'm with Stevie. With you, Stevie.
Yeah.
Ryan King and Leland Pirate. Appreciate you guys.
Brian King and Leland Pirate.
Leland Pirate.
Leland
I'm
Pirate. Good
sure
old
that's his real
Leland.
name. That's his
Leland, North
official name.
Carolina.
Leland,
He's
Hey,
basically.
that's where my dad lives, in Leland, by the way.
Your dad lives in
Wow.
Leland?
Yeah,
So does your dad go to Campbell games?
he does not. He does not. But yeah, he retired there.
Awesome.
Plays golf and pickleball a lot.
Hey, did anybody
But I
think
thought your dad
that
lived in Wilmington.
No, he lives outside of Wilmington.
Leland? Leland?
that's way outside?
What the hell are you talking about?
Leland is part of the Wilmington Metro. It's like Burke.
No,
Is it
I'm
really?
sorry. I'm sorry. You are right. I'm an idiot, man. I'm thinking of Lily.
Oh, Kyle, so am I. I'm thinking, Kyle, I am too, close to Mount Olive. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
of Lillington down
What's
by
wrong with you
Campbell,
guys?
down by Bowie's Creek.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, you had me questioning my own sanity for a minute.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Leland is
Apologies,
right over-
Matt.
No,
Hey, did
Leland-
any of y'all think?
The dude from New
Nice place.
Jersey that lives in Connecticut.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Thank
we
you,
know,
Ryan. I
Ryan.
missed,
Yes,
yeah,
we know.
that's my
Leland-
fault.
Leland
Me
is
and
one of
JR
the
both
best
for some reason got
towns
leaked.
in North Carolina.
Okay, so I was going to ask y'all, did anybody think that when Kyle Long had the false start and it wiped out the field goal that we might, like, that might cost us? And luckily Mozzie, knocked the next one down, so it didn't. But I was worried at that point when that happened. I was like, if we miss this field goal, that's
We
not
got
a
some
good
breaking
thing.
News, guys, we need to talk about. Now it was Igo, but also Pete Thamel now is confirming Darryl Roberts is to Wake Forest.
Tyrell. That's okay. We'll be fine.
Yeah, that's a situation where our new OC coming in is a wide receivers coach. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't coach wide receivers himself and bring in a quarterbacks coach. I could be wrong on that. But that doesn't surprise me. The biggest right now, I really hope we keep Maddox. I really hope that's something that those two can work together. I'd also like to keep our running backs coach. He did a good job yesterday too.
Rodney Freeman.
Freeman, yeah. So keep those two. And no offense to anybody else on the offensive staff, but keep those two, and then maybe Coach Jordan Davis will bring in whoever else he wants. But
By the way,
I hate this one, guys. I hate to lose.
yeah, he's a good
Tyrell
recruiter.
Roberts.
He's a good recruiter.
I love his energy during game day. That dude is up and down the sidelines. He's hyped. He's jumping up and down. I love the energy.
He's
he
the
brings.
one that was every time somebody scored was over there, right over there.
Yep.
When Gunn scored, he was the first one over there to him.
Yeah.
Do you know Darrell Roberts?
I love
His
coaches
first,
like that.
yeah, his first college touchdown in his career when he played for Virginia Tech. His first touchdown reception was against East Carolina.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I love coaches like that, man. Like guys that bring energy, and like he's a younger dude, a lot of energy. I hate to see him go. I really do. I hope he's well. I don't know how to phrase this the right way, but maybe like you guys said, he's leaving because of the fact that our new OC is bringing his own wide receivers coach. But I hope he's not just leaving voluntarily, because like we talked about earlier, this is not a staff you want to leave. This is the type of staff you want to hitch your wagons to right now. So who knows? But I wish him the best. I hate to lose him, man. Good coach.
All right, Jill had a question about facilities, indoor practice facility, and baseball expansion. It's actually Gilbert had a video up recently, and it was things are moving right along like they should. They were both about a 18-month project, year to 18 months, depending on the weather and all that kind of stuff. But as far as we know, everything that I'm hearing, if you go by on Charles Boulevard, man, that indoor practice facility is just really impressive. And as a matter of fact, we asked the coaches, remember that, Johnny, about the fact that indoor practice facilities, is that really a big deal?
Yeah.
And the coaches said to us, I can't remember which one now, Johnny, but he said it does help with recruiting because they can't do that against us anymore. So,
right. No, I get it. But I mean, we got plenty of time to talk about that. I mean, this is like, I feel like we're running out of time and we still have a little bit more stuff to talk about the bowl game. And this is like an incredible game, and we should kind of stick to that. Maybe talk about facilities next show or something.
Well,
Am I wrong about that?
I thought we had talked a lot. I mean, but I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay.
It was about facilities. I mean, we broke ground on the indoor practice facility. I don't know when it's supposed to be ready. I think we're on track.
It's like 12 to 18 months is what I'll have.
What was the question?
About how it's going, about the facilities in general, about baseball expansion, indoor practice facilities. I can try to go back up and.
Well, the baseball facilities aren't going to be ready until, like probably Thanksgiving of next year. So, I mean, that's the latest I've heard about the third base expansion. It's going to be nice though. When it's completed, it's going to be really, really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I only saw the infrastructure going up when I was down for the Memphis game, but it definitely changes the look of the whole place having that facility up there. I mean, look, you got to have it. It's long overdue.
Over a decade.
God knows we could have wound up with the UAB indoor facility, or what do you guys call it?
The blow up.
The world's greatest picnic shelter.
The world's greatest, and that is what it is. Wow.
I mean, in all honesty, I don't really think it would have mattered. As long as it serves the purpose of keeping us out of the weather to practice in, nobody's coming anywhere because of an indoor practice facility. Those days are gone. It's how much money can you pay us? So, I mean, we're going to have one finally. Thank God it's going to be built, and I really don't think it makes a shit of difference in recruiting anymore. Except beyond it can't be used against us. But it'll help us with practicing.
And we were that's the one thing that was frustrating is the same thing with the Town Bank Tower. The Town Bank Tower was long overdue, and they waited it took them 40 years. 40.
Too much money spent on that. You could have built. It's a press box, for God's sake. We didn't have to have.
It's really nice. It is really nice, and
but it wasn't needed.
Yeah, it actually, we agree to disagree on this one because what happened was
the money that was wasted on that stupid ass Town Bank Tower set this program back, along with the decision to fire Ruffin McNeil, about 5 to 10 years, and it took forever to get all the money that was invested in the Town Bank Tower, so we could move on to another project. Did we need a new press box? Yes. We absolutely did. It was the double wide in the sky.
Right.
Did it need to be the jewel of the South? No, it did not. It's a friggin' press box.
Right, but you don't understand it. You don't understand because you don't go in it. I'm telling you, it's very nice.
No, because I don't want to go in it. I don't want to go in it.
I'm telling you, you don't know it. Until you've been in it, you don't know what you're talking about.
What the fuck do you mean I do until I've been in it? I don't know what I'm talking about. What I said was we didn't need it. I don't care how nice it is. I don't care if you walk inside of an elevator and they have a 20-year-old blowing you when you walk in there. We didn't need to spend that much money on a press box.
The problem was not the issue of what I said all along. I just stated, you didn't listen to me, 40 years. If they had gone to 2000 and done it, or 2005, but no, they waited to when then the cost just keeps going up and up and up. Just like
we could have built a simpler press box and saved money.
This looks like a future show. Like this is a hot topic, apparently. Hey, I want to throw this out there. I mean,
look,
I'm trying to break this up, Kyle.
JR, are you new? I mean, are you not familiar with all the money that was wasted on that press conference?
No, I side with you. I side with you on this. I'm just trying to stop the I'm trying to stop the confrontation here and change the subject. That's all.
The stadium is fantastic, regardless of what some Pitt fans think. Our stadium is awesome.
JJ,
every time JK, every time I go down there to a game, like every year, it just gets better and better to me. Like when I was there for the Memphis game, I was so impressed with everything at that. I mean, it's a great stadium, man. I mean,
yeah.
I just
hey, wait a minute, whoa, Shell, whoa, put Shell's comment up there. Put his comment up there. Put his comment up there. Kyle, you're not an alumni and you don't contribute with money. Come on, dude, pay. Let me tell you something, Shell. Let me tell you something, Shell. Just because I don't have $1,000 to give away for no motherfucking apparent reason other than to try to get over and be friends with people on a podcast, I don't have to buy my friends. I give money to the Pirate Club. I give money to NIL. I give money to this program out my ass for what I make. And my wife is an alum. Now, if you were just trying to bust balls and crack jokes, then I apologize. But if you're being serious, you can kiss my ass. Because no, I'm not an alumni. But yes, I give money to this program that I don't have to give. I'm a Pirate Club member. I contribute to revenue sharing. I contributed to Team Boneyard. And my wife's an alumni. And so I didn't know we had problems. But if we do, I'll add you to the list, my friend.
Wow. I aspire, Kyle, to contribute as much as you do.
Appreciate it.
Oh,
boy.
I don't get what's going on here with Mr. Powell here, because I mean that last comment right there that he just put up, that makes no sense at all. Okay, did you take my money? What does that mean?
I didn't take any of your money, brother. Dave did. Dave did. I didn't take a damn bit of your money. None of it. None of it.
Wow.
So you got a problem with me? You're taking it with the wrong person. I haven't got $1 from you, Shell.
We divided it 4 ways, but that's.
I don't. The Roadcaster, wasn't that his purchase?
No, it was not. I paid for that. I paid for that outright. Thank you very much.
Okay, well then I was giving bad information.
You may be mad at Shell, but take that.
I was giving bad information.
No, it's not correct.
No, what Shell wants to come after me, saying I don't give money. I'm not an alumni, so I don't have an opinion. You can kiss my ass. One thing I ain't never had to do is buy anybody.
All right, that's not what. All I was saying about let's move on. All I was saying about.
Hey, Dave, did you know that Anthony Smith had 156 yards out of the 177 receiving yards that the Pirates had? 88.14%. That's incredible. That's crazy. Nobody puts up numbers like that. I mean, like he literally caught.
But we split it up. We split that 4 ways. How much was my part of that, Dave?
Oh, Kyle. Let's move on.
$250. I will get it back to Shell. Shell, text Dave your PayPal. I'll get you your money back. I didn't realize I took any money from your slimy ass.
All right. Oh boy. So anyhow.
Yeah, this is the.
Don't get personal with me. I'm going to get personal with you. And
no, we have
I
a
know
show.
Shell's not a random person. Shell's not a random person. I know Shell. We know Shell. I've never had any problems with Shell. And Shell wants to come take pot shots at me for no apparent reason, and I'm going to come back at him.
Well, then, I mean, we have a show. We have 5 people on the show. We're trying to do a show. And that's what I'm frustrated. We've talked about this ad nauseum. It doesn't matter if you know the person or not. We've talked about this ad nauseum to focus on the show.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave. Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
All right.
This isn't a random person using a fake name. This is somebody taking personal shots at me for some reason. And the question is, why? Why?
Hey, Kyle, I think we should table it, though. And for future, I just think we should just quit right now. And we can settle it later.
Let's just move on. We're talking about the bowl game.
Let's table that discussion for a later date. It's worthy of future comments. But Matt, what do you think about that? Can you remember any time where a Pirate receiver had both receiving touchdowns and 88% of the total receiving yards? That's kind of crazy. But that's how Anthony Smith went out.
It is crazy, and good for him. I mean, look, we got him later in his career. We had him for 2 years, and we got a ton of production out of Anthony Smith for 2 years. Man, he's a great Pirate. Look, nobody can cover him on the deep ball. I mean, it's just that simple. So, as Blake said, he just runs by everybody. So, great performance for him. Happy to see him go out on a high note. And separately, I'm going to set up a Thunderdome match between Kyle and Shell and let you guys work it out there.
I don't know where that came from. I have no idea where that came from, that I'm not allowed to comment on facilities because I'm not an alumni. Last time I checked, they still took my money to go towards facilities. That's insulting. To a lot of people who give a lot of money to ECU that aren't alumni.
Well, why don't we do
Yeah.
this? Why don't we do this just for the sake of the show?
JR's not an alumni. Stevie's not
No,
an alumni.
can I? Yeah, but
I'll
for
facilitate.
transparency, Kyle. Though for transparency, I mean, I'm going to fully admit to everybody watching the show, you give more than I do, only because it costs me so much to drive to Greenville 100 times a year. You know, I got to keep some of my money for travel expenses. I do give. And I know I'm not on, I don't give as much as you do, though. I'll fully admit that. And in the future, when I live in Greenville permanently, which will be in the next year or so, then that'll change. But for right now, I mean, I don't give as much as you do. So I respect what you do.
For the sake of the show, I'll facilitate a call later between Kyle and Shell. You guys will work it out personally off the air. Sounds like there's a lot, obviously a lot to talk about there. Let's just.
I didn't know there was anything to talk about.
Well, there certainly is now. So I'll facilitate it. We'll take it off the air. I'll set up a call. You guys can, apparently there is. So
yeah, I mean, I've never had any issues with.
I'm just trying to keep this on the.
I've never talked to Shell any more than about ECU sports through the podcast. I had no idea Shell had problems, and that's what pisses me off. Most of the time, people piss me off when I get hot headed and I react. But most of the time it's a troll. I know who Shell Powell is. And I don't know where this is coming from. So it's what's got me so pissed off.
Yeah. I got you, Kyle. I've always appreciated Shell, and I've always rooted for Randy to do well in lacrosse. And, I know.
Yeah, I called you a name, Shell, because you came after me first. And I came back with calling you a name. You took let me tell you something, and this is just something in general. You take a personal shot at somebody saying they don't have a right to give their opinion because they're not an alum, yet they give their hard-earned money to a university that they don't have to. And by the way, my wife's an alum, not that matters. And you think me calling you slimy is a more personal insult than what you said to me? You think a meaningless word like slimy is a more personal insult than what you said to me? Really think about it. Think about what you said to me and think about which one is more personal. That or a simple word like slimy.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So let's change the topic here.
Thank you, Matt.
Let's change the topic here.
Yeah, this is what feedback we're getting. So I want everybody to know that we're doing a show, and if you have a troll, it doesn't matter if you know him or not.
I would consider him a troll. That's the whole thing.
Well, it doesn't matter.
He's not a troll. Shell's is a real person. He's a pirate. He's somebody who has supported the show. And for him to attack me, it caught me off guard, and I'm going to respond. Now, I'm sorry if other people don't want to hear the fight. But, like I said, this is somebody I didn't know had any problem with me.
Yeah. I've always respected Shell.
Yeah. All I'm asking for is, I'm saying it on the air on purpose so everybody will know, let's move on. And if somebody comes after you, take it off the air with them, not on our show. All right, let's move on.
Well, we could all stick together and just defend each other on the show. Unity.
I do, but we've talked about this ad nauseum off the air, and you took the bait again.
It's not bait. It wasn't a troll.
All right. What else do you guys have?
Hey, you want me to leave the show, Dave? I'll leave the show. We'll I don't have to be here.
This is escalating. This is going way in a direction that it doesn't need to go in. Come on.
I'm very simple. I'm a very simple sumbitch. You either have my back or you don't have my back. There's no in between with me. It's simple as that. You either have my back or you don't.
I have had your back.
I know,
I went
Kyle.
to ECU and I've defended you. I have had your back. This isn't about.
Well, there's no need to defend me to anybody at ECU. There's no need to defend me to anybody at ECU because if people at ECU can't tell my passion and they can't tell how much I love this program and they can't tell everything I do for absolutely nothing for this program. And by the way, I attack nobody. If anybody has any problem with anything I said, I attack nobody with the university. I went back and forth with one person here who attacked me. And go back and check the record book to see if I said anything out of line. I don't think you'll find. I think the worst I said is slimy. So I think we're good.
All
I think we're good. If ECU has a problem, then I'm arguing with Shell Powell on the air. Then they really got something. They need to worry about something
right.
else.
We'll talk about it off the air. We
Yeah.
obviously are not learning. Okay, so
Don't talk down to me, dude.
I'm not talking down to you.
So
I just want you to learn.
Dave.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Yeah.
Let's just wrap it up. I mean, nobody's bigger than the podcast.
I wanted to completely change directions, Dave, and say that you and I had a conversation earlier today where you told me that ESPN declared that this is the first time that the Pirates have won 3 consecutive bowl games. Yeah, well, and three. Yeah, and I said that's not true. And maybe, but I'm going to just say maybe ESPN doesn't consider 63, 64, and 65 as legitimate bowl games. But we won the Tangerine Bowl twice, Eastern Bowl once under Clarence Stasevich in 3 consecutive years. So this isn't really the first time. And we actually won 5 consecutive bowl games, but not in consecutive years. But we did win 5 in a row at one point. So, I mean, this is nice. We won 3 in a row, 3 years. Yeah. We're the king of the Military Bowl. We are the king of the Military Bowl, undisputed.
What did you guys think? You look at the Military Bowl. I mean, at first when I saw 11 o'clock, I was kind of like, not really. But I'll tell you, the thing about the 11 o'clock, though, is like I would like to see the numbers because there's really nothing else on a TV that time. At that time, the next game that came on was the Pinstripe Bowl, Penn State and Clemson at noon.
Yeah.
That game was horrendous. Clemson was not mentally prepared to play a cold weather football game. I mean, they just looked awful. They couldn't catch the ball. They looked like they didn't even want to be there. And Penn State took it to them. Credit to them. But I'm starting to see some fractures in that Clemson program a little bit. Dabo's starting to become a little bit of a character.
And think he's on the hot seat now, Matt?
I don't know if he's on a hot. I don't know. I don't follow Clemson that closely, but I'll say this: that team was not mentally prepared to play a cold weather football game. There's when you come up north at this time of year, like you got to be able to handle the elements, and they weren't at all. And you know what's interesting? I thought ECU was much more prepared mentally versus Pitt as well. So
coaching.
But man, Clemson looked awful in that game. Absolutely terrible. So it wasn't even close.
Oh, Mikey.
But I'm telling you guys, back to ECU really quick. Look, if we have a good portal season coming out, and I'm going to call it a portal season because of the way it is now, but it's all going to start the first domino that needs to fall. Yep, there you go, Josh. I did too. I hated it at first, but it definitely got us a national spotlight. I agree. So, but the first domino that needs to fall is the quarterback. If we can bring in a good quarterback, you're going to start to see, the dominoes start to fall one after another. You're going to start to see receivers, hopefully a running back, most importantly, offensive linemen. And there was a comment from Norm Quick earlier. You got to build it up front. I totally agree. So everything's going to happen quick here.
Yeah, no pun intended. Hey, Alonzo Barnett III from James Madison. Now he's in the portal. I'm just telling you. You talked about domino effect. Every time a quarterback that's well thought of, enters his name in the portal, or is declaring that he's going to enter his name in the portal, it just drops everything back a notch. So, I know Caton was the 12th, rated quarterback in the portal, but now he's going to be 13th behind Alonzo. But what that does is it drops everything down, and I feel like it gives us a better chance to maybe land a Western Carolina quarterback or a quarterback that maybe bigger teams were looking at, but they're gonna get somebody else because so many people are coming out. And then there's a lot of backups that are at big programs like Tennessee, Notre Dame, that didn't get a lot of playing time, but are really well thought of as recruits, and they're looking for a place to show what they can do, just like Caton did when he was at Michigan State. So I feel like there's quarterbacks out there that are going to be available. So I'm kind of optimistic about it.
Yeah, and if you're a good young quarterback, why wouldn't you want to play in this system? I mean, you're talking about you just brought an OC in, all right, that North Texas scored the most points in the country this year. They throw it all over the lot. Why wouldn't you want to play in that system? Greenville's a great town. So, I don't need to sit here and sell it. But like if you have a good advisor or a good agent, they should definitely be a lot of interest in this job.
Yeah, and he had over 600 yards, 49 points, and they had over 600 yards of offense. I'm really excited about it, man. I'm telling you. And some people talked about, well, he hasn't called plays. Well, he called plays yesterday, and they scored 49 points and over 600 yards of rushing. So I think I think we got a great hire. And by the way, Pace is saying that North Texas had 9 players enter portal today. It'd be kind of cool to see how many would come with them.
A lot of offensive players among them.
I got to believe there's 2 or 3 of them in their Pays. I really do. I mean, that the best ones are probably, obviously Oklahoma State. Who's the receiver that plays there? Really good, talented receiver. He declared today.
Number 10. Oh, man, I'm terrible with names. I just can't pull it right now. I know who he is. I can't pull it.
I can't pull it either. Pays, if you can think of his name, I'd appreciate that.
But I know Caleb Hawkins. Running backs aren't as expensive, obviously, as quarterbacks, and he's familiar with Jordan. His system. Oh man, I'd love it if he would come here. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I really believe that. I believe we're going to have a really good year. I've said that even bigger.
Yeah, Dave, you've been saying that for a long time. And Kenneth, I like that comment, Kenneth. That's a great observation.
Guy's name is Wyatt Young. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's him. Yep. Yeah.
Really, a bigger wide receiver who's got great hands, really good college playmaker. I got to believe Oklahoma State's going to want to pay him a boatload of money. And not just Oklahoma State. I mean, he's the type of player where he's going to get a lot of attention nationally in the portal, as will the running back there. But hopefully we can bring in. We got to be able to bring in 2 or 3 of those guys.
Yeah. The latest, I saw an interesting article about where this quarterback guru, he coaches quarterbacks, and he published an article about where he thinks everybody's going, and he says that Aiden Childs, who was the starter at Michigan State when Caton Hauser left, they say he's going to Oklahoma State, and Drew Mestemaker is going to Oregon. So that's an interesting dynamic right there.
Mestemaker to Oregon?
Yeah, they say Mestemaker to Oregon.
Wow.
Yeah.
John Thomas is asking, when's the Jordan Davis is our new offensive coordinator's first day in Greenville? He called the game yesterday, so I assume in the next few days he will be. I haven't heard. Have you guys heard the actual day he's coming?
Nope, I have not.
He's got to be here, and this is just, I'm not speculating. He's got to be here really in the next 48 hours, because with this portal window rapidly approaching, he's got to be here, boots on the ground, ready to go. So it's going to be a quick turnaround for him, but I would think that his bags are being packed as we speak. I
would think so. Friday is as we stated, so Friday will be the start of the portal just the same. He's coming on Monday. So, tomorrow then.
Hey, I forgot
to get here and talk to his players that he has first and foremost.
Absolutely.
So he should have already been in the building, but he called his own bowl game. He called his bowl game in North Texas, which hats off to him, because most people don't do that anymore. But he's got to be here first and foremost to talk to the players we have now, to make sure none of them hit the portal, and see what he has to work with. And then get to work on guys in the portal from other schools. He also has to get his staff together offensively, and those conversations, and hopefully already have started, need to be happening with Maddox and Rodney Freeman and anybody else that's already here that he wants to retain. And then, he's obviously talking to people that he already knows from his coaching circle to put together his offensive staff. So Monday, Justin said he's going to be here, and he needs to be here. He needed to be here today, but Monday is, which is tomorrow, certainly soon enough.
Yeah. Let's see. Josh says, I bet he'll be wheels down in PGV tomorrow.
Definitely.
Yeah, that will be it. And it shouldn't be too far of a flight, obviously. So he'll be here. And we're talking about, obviously, the offensive coordinator. You guys obviously, Roy Tesh, we talked about earlier in the show.
Yeah.
We'll see if he is officially named. But what we're hearing is the players went to Blake. If you're joining us late, I just want to mention that in case people missed that. That he would be, he's definitely the sentimental favorite. He's who the players want. We'll see if he wants the job, and we'll see if Blake will hire him officially. So,
yeah, and plus, if Roy were to return, that would give us, continuity with the rest of the defensive coaches. I think we have a great bunch on defense. I just want to yesterday after the game, I was on the field. And I was taking a picture of the scoreboard, and I got blindsided with a bear hug by Coach Rico Zachary, who's the linebackers coach, and also my neighbor. I'll disclose that. And he's like, this is for Greenville. And, Matt mentioned Greenville, and I heard the players on the field talking about Greenville. And, a lot of people say, oh, well, who wants to come to Greenville? A lot of people want to come to Greenville. It's a great place, and I think it's a good selling point. And I hope we get Coach Rico back because he's a great neighbor and a great coach.
Greenville's an awesome college town. I don't know if people, obviously I live in Connecticut, right? I live very far away. I'm not in Greenville all the time. But I've been to, 200 different colleges. Just this year alone, I've probably been to 20 different, maybe actually probably 30 to 40 different colleges this year alone. And we have something special in Greenville. It's a great college town. I feel like I'm selling tonight, but I take a lot of pride in Greenville, and
Me too.
I would think a lot of players want to play in that environment.
Yeah, we're hoping that you and Chrissy will relocate to Greenville. That would be awesome. Johnny, you got any houses available in your neighborhood, Johnny?
What's that?
Do you have any houses in your neighborhood that are up?
Well, the one next to Rico and directly across the street from me is an Airbnb, and so we get to have different neighbors every week, and there's some interesting times. Sometimes we always laugh about that. We've had girls fighting girls out into the street in front of Rico's house. Oh, it's crazy some of the stuff you get there.
Videoed it? It hasn't gone viral yet.
Literally, Matt, they all went out clubbing, and there was like it was an uneven number. It was like 6 girls and like 4 guys. And this is a big house, so they're all like hanging in there. But 3 of the girls start fighting the other 3 girls, and they were like going at it in the front yard, and it rolled out into the street. And Rico's like, is this what I'm supposed to expect every weekend? This is crazy. And I was like, no. This is like the outlier. But yeah, most of the time you never see. But yeah, Dave, the only house available is on a weekly basis.
We'll keep an eye out for Matt. We'll call any realtor right now while listening or watching. We want Matt Semenza down, and I know maybe Chrissy wants to stay in Connecticut, but we shall see. Axel, hello to Axel. Sorry I'm late. Heard we are doing call outs tonight. You already know got to square up with Matty since he skipped out worse than Montgomery, and I wish and I miss.
Oh, come on now, Axel.
I got an issue with Axel. He skipped out before I had a chance to to talk to him at the Fisherman's Inn. I was like, oh, that's Axel. I went to talk to him and he was gone. He vanished.
There you go, guys. Another breaking news from Hoist the Colors. 24/7 Sports is now saying McCrimmon has entered the transfer portal.
That's a shame. That's a shame. There's one of your 10, Matt.
Yeah, I think you're probably gonna see. I'm looking right now. I'm looking for an announcement on that. I don't know if. Hang on a second.
I know, JR. I thought that too afterwards. Next time, man, Axel said to you. Axel is in the Annapolis area, which I forgot. Axel, it was great to see you Friday night. And by the way, while we have a chance, I want to say hello to Jody Schultz and all the great folks at the Fisherman's Inn. Hosting us 2 years in a row was a lot of fun, and we appreciate Jody very much. And also the Pirate discount at there at the Hyatt. So appreciate it.
And the Pirates have never lost a game after we stay at Jody's place.
That's right.
2-0. We're 2-0.
I'm not seeing McCrimmon.
I'm not
on 20 on Hoist the Colors 24/7. ECU's 24/7. Not doubting who said that.
Gil.
Yeah,
or maybe it's 27. Maybe it's not Hoist the Colors.
Well, 24. Well, I mean,
it'd be Igo.
Yeah, Igo. I mean, yeah, Igo would be reporting that. I mean, I don't know who else from 24/7 would, and Igo would certainly go along with it. So I'm not seeing it. But I checked their Facebook. No, I didn't check. Matt, are you Facebook? I checked the website. Matt, are you checking X?
I'm checking. I'm on 247. I see.
Yeah, it's not on the website.
Yeah, I see the mention of Tyrell Roberts. I don't see anything on McCrimmon yet.
Okay. Hey, can I want your all's opinion on this. I'm sure you're going to agree with me. We need to appreciate our 24/7 website and Stephen Igo, because Pitt's 24/7 site is terrible. I mean, it's just bad, and they don't give you any information. They argue amongst each other. They even say that the site sucks. So we're lucky to have Igo and our 24/7.
They use Rivals or Equals3 or Plus3 or On2 or whatever it's called now.
On3.
On3.
Yeah.
That could be the reason why. If On3 is their primary, then their 24/7 will be garbage.
Yeah,
it's garbage.
How have we never got like and I mean, this may be something that I'm missing. All these other schools have like a Locked On podcast. You know what I mean?
No, Stevie, you will not find any school that's not P4 with a Locked On podcast. Pitt doesn't even have a Locked On podcast. It's only reserved. True. It's only reserved for the the elite.
The elite.
Well, yeah. They were going to have us as a Locked On podcast, but I was just too edgy for them.
Their mistake, Kyle.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, he says about McCrimmon playing, he gets my respect. Kenneth saying for playing yesterday. If he leaves, no ill will.
1,000%, Kenneth.
Pace is saying O-line will change with this new offensive. Well, I just would experience.
I don't know. I mean, are you saying the kind of offensive lineman we want to take?
No, I say it's very similar. As far as the blocking schemes, Matt would know more than I would. But from what I can tell, it's not like Ruff had at Texas Tech where you had the really, really wide splits. It's nothing like that. It's pretty much what we're running now. I don't know that there's a huge difference.
Yeah,
there is a. What does that say? There's
Locked On. Yeah, there's a Locked On Sun Belt, but none of the teams in the Sun Belt have a Locked On. So that's different. There's no team in the Sun Belt with a Locked On.
Locked On the American.
Man,
I should do it. Let's do it, Kyle.
We'll do it, JR.
It's so hard to recruit. It's so hard to recruit linemen, offensive linemen in general to ECU. Historically that's the hardest position for us to recruit here. So, if you look at some of the guys we brought in that just signed.
Gil is saying on their website, updated on the 23rd, 247sports.com. Check latest to make sure 2026 season are selected.
Yeah, I heard around the 23rd that he was supposedly entering the portal, but then nothing has been announced officially. So I don't know if it's a situation where
P. said he checked his Twitter page and he hadn't announced yet.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a situation where he was going to and changed his mind. Maybe there was some money floated his way. Maybe it was Coach Maddox ain't going to Kansas after all. Maybe him and Jordan Davis already have things worked out. But, you know, I heard that around the 23rd, too, about McCrendon. And I saw it, I think it was on Pirate Watch. One of the Facebook pages reported that, and I haven't been able to find it anywhere else. And I have no doubt that you're seeing it. Who said that again?
Ryan King. No, Gil Everton.
Gil, I have no doubt that you're seeing that. I just think if it was official that Igo himself would be reporting it. I think maybe this was something that was, you know, and it may come out tomorrow, you know, just like the thing that, you know, we reported about John David Baker that was, you know, completely just made up nonsense that I pulled out of thin air. And then he got the job 3 days later, officially. So it could be the same kind of thing where he has entered and it just ain't made it official yet, or maybe something has changed his mind.
Yeah, and I was fully expecting that announcement either today or tomorrow. So I'm not. If it is 1,000% accurate, I'm not surprised at all. And
well, think about it. What makes
unfortunately, I wish I was, but
no, you guys are making sense. Here's why you're making sense, because if that Gilbert said they get paid tomorrow, so if they get paid tomorrow, that last check, then they could officially in the portal. They still get their December money. They still got the, you know, the bowl win. They get the, you know, all the bowl stuff, and you know, not disrespect from, you know, they obviously didn't disrespect their team, the fan base. So I mean, it looks like that's where he's headed, is that, hey, I take the check, I played the bowl game like I was supposed to, go out a champion with the Pirates and move on. I don't know. That's what's coming to my head. I don't know if that's the case. That's pure speculation, obviously on my part. And Pace is saying the O-line looks taller than we have at North Texas, averaging around 6'4", 6'5". He said North Texas looks taller.
I'll tell you, we brought in some of the dudes we just signed are like 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
So we are.
You just said 6'7".
6'7". There you go. I still don't understand what the hell that is, by the way, but I've been trying to ask my kids for.
I mean, I can really, if you want to know what it is, I don't know. Well, this is a buddy of mine told me this is what it is. It comes from a hip hop song, but the reference to 6'7", and some people are saying it means average. But in the Bible, 6 represents evil and 7 represents good several different times in the Bible. So some people say it means good and evil, like yin and yang. I really think it don't mean a damn thing, but I had a buddy tell me that. So he's very religious, so I'll take his word on it.
Ryan King, 6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be interesting to see.
Matt, the kids don't know anything about that part of it. They just say it to say it.
Good point, Kyle.
Yeah, they just tell me it means nothing. It's just like
it's just fun to say 6'7".
Yeah, 6'7".
Ken is saying we're starting to look like a P4 team on the field in size.
No doubt about that.
We look like a P4 defense yesterday.
Absolutely.
Stokes Fred says McCrimmon entered the portal on the 23rd. I think, like
conflicting reports.
Yeah, I think it's. I believe, like Kyle said, I think that, and Matt, you guys can back me up on this. This transfer portal thing is so fluid; it changes by the minute. And also, I think Matt, you made the point earlier, so I'm gonna give you credit. If I'm wrong, then forgive me. But is this a way where I can enter the portal, knowing that the university will say, "Wow, Dave's just entered the portal," and a whole bunch more cash is going to come my way? Or are you kind of like, you're like up in, you know, the ante, or you're like saying, "Hey, this is what I'm doing, so you give me the cash or I'm gone." I don't know that he's doing that, but I'm.
Well, if you try that approach with me, I'm just going to tell you goodbye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Basically, what's happening is these players are getting contacted by agents, middlemen, who are saying to them, "Look, such and such school has interest in you, right? Let's just use I'll just throw out the name Arizona. Arizona has interest in Dave Richmond. You know, we feel like we see you as the type of player we're going to pay you anywhere between 1 million to 1.5 million. That's what we see.
I'll go out
We're prepared to make you an offer if you enter the portal. So they're luring these kids. Now, some of it's legit, some of it's not. Some of them are going to get completely screwed.
Right.
And you hope they're getting good advice, but that's the way it's all happening through middlemen.
Yeah, McClendon will get paid. If he stays here, he'll get paid. If he enters the portal, he'll get paid. A good offensive lineman's going to get paid.
All right. He's not in the portal. His name was mentioned as a possibility. And I will tell you something, guys. There are guys that, this is another thing I was going to ask you guys early in the show, and I forgot. Is it a possibility that people are just, again, speculating, and then there's nothing to it, just like we talk about rumors all the time, and he could be one of the most loyal guys out there, and because he has talent, or maybe people are afraid that he might leave, and then all of a sudden might leave becomes he is leaving? I don't know.
I mean, these people sound like they're pulling it from somewhere. They're not just making it up or going by rumors. I mean, they're citing sources. So it came from somewhere. But, apparently McClendon has not announced it on his Twitter, and Igo's not reporting it. So, it's either one of them things where it's suspected that it's going to happen and you'll hear about it tomorrow, or he said it and then said, maybe not.
All right. We've been going almost 3 hours here. Do you guys have, before I forget, I'm sorry, Jared, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I'm sure, I'm pretty sure Kyle interviewed him. We did, Dave. McCrimmon is just besides a great player, he's a really interesting guy. I hope he stays.
No doubt. Well, obviously, guys, we're going to be keeping up with the portal. So thanks to everybody coming here. A huge crowd tonight. We appreciate you so much. And guys, we have had a lot of people that are listening to the podcast again. A lot of people that are, they have a commute, and so they listen to us. So they're like mad. And I've heard some guys that tell me they're salespeople. I'm sure some ladies also, and they have long commutes to see clients, and they put us on. So thank you for that. By the way, guys, I hope you had a great Christmas. And also, this is probably going to be our last show of the year. So do you guys have any Stevie was been up since like 4:30, so appreciate you, bro. But do you guys have any New Year's resolutions, and we'll get out of here?
Oh boy. My New Year's resolution is for the Pirates to beat Tulane on New Year's Eve. That's not really a New Year's resolution, but we got a game on December 31st, Dave. First conference game of the year against Tulane.
That's right.
So
our basketball team.
We'll have to discuss that at some point.
Yeah, we could do that for sure. We'll talk about that off air. Matt, do you have anything? I know I'm looking at things. I know things are early, man, but I feel really good about this football team in 26. So I'll just say my New Year's resolution for the Pirates is for us to win a conference championship, and I'll leave it there. How about you, bro?
Definitely would love to see that for sure. I mean, right now, I guess my mind is kind of focused on like what quarterback we're going to get and how we're going to do in the portal. So I'm hoping we just can somehow knock it out of the park over the month, in the month of January, and get ourselves off to a good start. That's all I got, man. My brain is shot.
Yeah,
I got you, man.
How about you?
New Year's resolution related to East Carolina?
Yes, sir.
Just to be a kinder, gentler Pirate, and just be as nice as I can in 2026 to everyone in Pirate Nation, no matter what, particularly the administration and those who take shots at me. My resolution is at this point is what are we December the 28th?
Yes, sir.
Is to not watch any basketball and wait for baseball season.
Oh my God! All right.
I'm hoping, Dave, for 2026. I'm hoping that the entire conference is better in football. I mean, we're in direct competition. With the Pac-12, we're in direct competition. We need to be superior. So I'll be rooting for for the first time in a long time, I'll be rooting for Tulane and Memphis and North Texas and anybody else. We need to be the superior conference.
By the way, this is one. It's December 5th, Josh Thomas. Let's host the conference championship too. Hey, let's do it. December 5th, guys. Mark it down. Josh Thomas, we're hosting the conference championship.
I love it.
Let's host a regional first.
And baseball in the College World Series. Thank you, Kenneth. Not a bad. Hey, Omaha. And the ACC. I don't know what that was in reference to, but was that basketball? I don't know where. Okay, Gil. I'm not sure. Or to beat the ACC and all the sports. I'm not sure where he was going with that. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a great Christmas. We'll talk about that, I guess, next time because we went a little bit long. But anyway, way long, depending on who you ask. And
Cornette would be jealous.
Invite JMU to the American in 2026. All right, guys, we'll get out of here. Oh, he's talking about competition with the ACC. Okay. All right.
Wow.
Well, yeah, we'll leave it at that. That would be nice.
Do you mean the American? He's talking about I think he was talking about JR's comments about the
Oh,
American being in
AAC,
competition with the Big 12. I think he's saying that we're in competition with the ACC for the next conference up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
Hey, let's go 3 hours tonight, Dave.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Stevie. I knew he had to get up early this morning. Matt, Kyle, Johnny, we'll get out of here. Thanks to all the viewers and listeners. We'll see you very soon. And if not, we'll wish you a very happy and safe new year. We'll see you next time on the Sports Objective. Good night, everybody, and go Pirates.
You're watching the Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.